You know when your FPL captain blanks, but your bench baller bags a brace? That's heartbreak every manager knows. But here's the thing, that's football. It's the highs and the lows that keep us hooked. When the frustration kicks in, this is the reset button. That little uplift. Back to calm, back to fan mode, ready to rebuild again for next week. Football never gives you what you expect, but that's the beauty of it. So when your points are in the mud, just smile, sip, and start again. Time for a Coke, and you're back. Yo, people, welcome back to another watch along. Big up your damn selves in a building. Chelsea versus Everton. I am highly stressed today. Highly stressed today. I can't articulate how stressed I am today. Because if we don't win this game, knowing that we got Newcastle away, I dread to think what's going to happen. I dread to think what's going to happen in this fan base, what's going to happen with this club. This is the most highly pressurized game we've had in a minute. In a minute. Big up to Coca-Cola for sponsoring the watch along as well. Now, listen. I'm going to get the lineups up now. I can't tell you how important this is that we win this game. We're fifth already as it is, right? We're fifth already as it is. Any more damage done today, and I don't even know where we could position ourselves in this league. I might actually check right now. It can get very scary in terms of the position. And the position is what people look at, not the points, the position. We're level with Man United. We're a point off Palace. Forget Aston Villa for now at this point. And we're 2 points above Brighton and Sunderland. And Liverpool. I'm not going to go through all their fixtures, but you get the point. Get this one wrong. Let me just turn up the volume, because apparently I'm not loud enough. Get this one wrong today, Maresca. Get this one wrong today, Chelsea, and we could be very mid-table. Like, very mid-table. So, I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm just trying to tell everyone this is what it is. This is what it is. I've got some soup on standby up. Bro, I'm bricking it. Because I said on the Big Six we'd win this game. And you may have seen me kind of slightly tilt my head to the side. I wasn't really 100%, you know. At the end of the day, we could easily draw as well. Like, this is Everton at home. You know exactly what it is with Everton when we play this team. They're very well drilled, very well organised. David Moyes is in charge. They've got good players. I think they've actually got the best set of attackers they've had in about 3 years. You look at Ndiaye, you look at Grealish, you look at Dewsbury Hall, you know, former Chelsea player, former City player, and someone that a lot of people are touting to go to a fairly top club soon, potentially, with Ndiaye, if Everton don't just become that themselves. You know, who's to say they won't? It's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be very close, I think, and nip and tuck, and we need to be on the right side of it. But let me go through the lineups 1 second as well, because, boy, I've not even looked at the lineup. I've typed it out, but I've not taken it in, if that makes any sense. So I'm not actually sure if I like it or not, but let me just quickly share this link and put it out on the socials as well. Get your votes in on the poll. Let's get a temperature check. Chelsea versus Everton. What's the confidence level saying? Obviously, there will be a couple of ops in here as well that will probably sway the votes. And also, Liverpool are playing. Liverpool are playing right now. So, a 3 o'clock kickoff. We're in their company. We're close to their company at this point. I'm not saying we should be looking at anyone's results, but you know, there could be meltdowns in multiple places. So this is the team, right? This is the team. Sanchez in goal, Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah, Cucurella, James, Enzo, Neto, Palmer, Garnacho, João Pedro. Let me just double check that's actually the lineup, because I'm quite shocked to see both Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez. Now, one, I get it. Both? Considering how gassed out they were midweek, considering how tired they were, how leggy they were, I thought he might have at least tried to squeeze in one sub out of those two. The safer one is probably to go Santos for Enzo and leave Cucurella in there, but Hato's on the bench and you have to keep an eye on the situation. He spoke in his press conference about those two being very burned out. So I'm a little bit surprised to see them both play, to be honest. Cole Palmer starts. That's a massive boost. I was hoping that Esteval maybe could play with Cole Palmer at the same time from the start, considering he didn't play a single minute in midweek. So again, if you're just keeping things fresh, keeping the legs fresh, and on top of that, you've got Gusto at right back, who naturally you're thinking as a Chelsea fan, he's more likely to overlap, more likely to give width to someone like Esteval in the pockets. I would have preferred that. I would have definitely preferred that. I'm gonna be honest. Between Neto and Garnacho on the left, I'm not really bothered. I keep telling you, they're both very similar in certain ways, and you're either going with the left foot first time crosses, or you're going with the cutbacks, or you're going with the cutting and shoot from Garnacho, whatever you want. But they're both there to just do their due diligence, run in a straight line, and give you width. But I would have loved to see Esteval and Cole Palmer go from the start. That for me would have been the most bold, most attacking, most adventurous kind of lineup that you could go for, and he's not gone for it. João Pedro's up front. I mean, what are you going to do? Gu's there. He's not going to start ahead of João Pedro, and you've obviously got Delap that's out injured. And he did speak on the centre-back pairing a little bit as well with the Fofana Chalobah situation as well. Again, yeah, Fofana, Chalobah, you kind of have to play them together at this point. They're the ones keeping clean sheets. There's no argument that Tosin should be in there. Josh Achampong, I would like to see more game time for him, but I'm not gonna throw my toys out the pram with that particular back four. And then Hato, Badiashile, like I said, it speaks for itself. So yeah, it's one of those teams that, yeah, it should be enough on paper, but I think there's a couple changes that I probably would have preferred in there. But again, if the team's good enough, it's only about legs in this team. That's the only thing you could kind of point to and, could this team be too leggy? Could this team be, struggling in terms of fitness with Enzo and Cucurella in particular, and whoever else pops up? Cole Palmer was kind of a doubt coming into this. They said he just managed to make it in the end, but with training. But yeah, I don't know. It's a sticky one. Let's see what people are saying on predictions. 54%, 53% saying Chelsea win, draw 21%, and 25% for the Everton win as well. You can also, we're dual streaming today. I hope the audio is okay on the big upside. I can't really tell at the moment, but if people are in there, they can let me know. We're dual streaming there as well. And you can get predictions in for that match coming up here, Chelsea versus Everton. Whether or not you want to go with João Pedro to get GA, Cole Palmer to get GA, Esteval to get GA, I'd probably actually side on the fact that Cole Palmer's the most likely to get GA in this team, considering there's no Esteval from the start. And then also there's other options as well, like will Chelsea lead at halftime and things like that. So if you want to get involved in more detailed predictions there on a sweepstake, you can do that on Big Up. And obviously there's like a leaderboard kind of keeping track for the rest of the season on the Chelsea predictions as well. But the basic predictions that I've got here is Chelsea draw. Well, Chelsea draw, Chelsea win, Everton win as well are your options in the poll here on YouTube. 646 votes, bloody hell. 5 defenders again. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's cheeky. That's cheeky because Reece James is playing in midfield. I don't think a lot of us have a massive issue with that. To be honest, Reece James is probably one of our most technically, if not the most technically well-rounded player in the whole squad in terms of defense and attack. The guy got an assist midweek. You know that he can cross. You know that he can shoot from distance. You know that he's going to take the corners potentially. You know that he's going to be able to pass with both feet. At this point, Reece James is so declarated in his in his array of options, in his attributes, bro. You have to play him in the middle of the pitch. You have to play him in the epicenter of this team. He might even be able to play 10 at this point. So yeah, I'm not gonna say 5 defenders with Reece James in there, even though yes, technically he's a defender, but Reece James is probably one of our best attackers at this point as well. Actually, he is. Reece James is one of our best attackers right now. That's fact. I'm actually just gonna say it. That's a fact. He's actually one of our best attackers. So yeah, it's as simple as that, really. It's not a position you want to be in. You want to have him at right back, maybe putting in the crosses and whatnot, but that's the position we're in. That's the situation. Right, let's see. Cole Palmer won't be contributing if he's injured. He's still injured. He's starting. I would like to think we're not taking that gamble, that risk, that Cole Palmer is, not fully fit or he's We're taking a massive risk. He gets injured, and then we go into Newcastle away, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. I think we've got twice in the space of a month with no Cole Palmer again. So they've obviously green lighted it. So I'm not going to comment on it. You know what I mean? I'm not a medic. I keep saying this. I'm not a doctor, but I'd like to think that there's absolutely no risk involved in Cole Palmer starting today. So we can do the conspiracy theories, but at the end of the day, we don't really know. So there's no point getting into it because we're not privy to the information. Boy, if we lose, hello darkness, my old friend, says Norbert. Maresca's second season, no player improved. Assad's been onto him for a minute, to be fair. He's been onto him for a minute. So Assad right now is winning the race, I guess. El Sakiko, he wants him out. I don't know how. I actually should maybe run a poll on that, actually, to be fair. I should run a poll on that. Will I run a poll on that? I don't want to put that energy out there before kickoff, but I am actually quite intrigued to know how many of you are actually with Maresca and not with Maresca. I'm gonna run it. Bun it. Because I actually genuinely, I want to know. I want to know. I actually want to know because it's interesting. People think I'm like you know what? It's fine. People think I'm a really strong defender of his. I feel like I criticized him quite fairly against Atalanta, but again, I feel like there was a swaying of the pendulum in terms of who is at. People are thinking he's maybe the guy that's most to blame for this situation that we're in. That's where I had to kind of jump in and be like, hold on a second, what are we really doing here? Considering he came out in the summer and said certain things that he needed in terms of acquisitions for this team, and certain things were kind of put back to him to say, no, you don't need that. We're going to stick with what we have, etc. So when people tell me, he's absolutely, definitely singing from the same song sheet as the directors, it's not necessarily the case. It's not necessarily the case. But I think I had a clip go out. There was a clip go out on Twitter of me kind of defending him on Miz's channel. I'm nowhere near like turning on the manager personally. I've kind of backed him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was prior to him being here. I wasn't watching Leicester, but he's here now, and I think he's hit objectives at every point so far. You ask him to win the Conference League, he wins it. He has to win it, he wins it. You ask him to win the Club World Cup, or to at least get to the final, right? He wins it. You ask him to qualify for the top four. If we're going purely off objectives, he's hitting objectives. How he chooses to hit those objectives, whether you like the way he hits those objectives with the substitutions and the rotation, absolutely pure criticism on this season in terms of managing games with 10 men, playing players out of position, not getting the best out of certain wingers, in terms of maybe giving them overlaps. So many things you could criticize on him, and I'm not here to tell you otherwise. Like, that's all completely justified. However, he's also done good things as well, in terms of getting Reece James back to a point. Fofana's now fit for a bit. He's, so he has won us enough games for us to a week ago be talking about, can we be in striking distance? And now suddenly we're in a relegation battle for some people. There's a middle ground. If we start to slip, and it's not important now where we are really, because it's important where we are in May. If come May, because they're not going to, let's be honest, then there's no movement here until the end of the season. I think they like to, one thing I've noticed with this ownership, they like to see the course. They like to get to the end of the season. Then they like to make their assessment. Graham Potter was obviously untenable. So, they had to make a change mid-season. But with Poch, even with Poch, and I remind people of Poch, we had the worst defensive record known to man. And on top of that, we were mid-table for about 80% of the season. We only then managed to go on a 5-game run at the end and managed to find ourselves in 6th. Which obviously turned into 7th of the United Cup win. But if come the end of the season, we're not in the top 4, if come the end of the season, we haven't won any trophies, we haven't won the Carabao Cup, we haven't won the FA Cup, we haven't done well enough in the Champions League, absolutely we can have a conversation. Does this guy need to get the heck out of here? I ain't gonna, this ain't Jose Mourinho, Ancelotti, Conte, Tuchel. You think I got some undenying loyalty to this man? He ain't on that level. But we ain't got there yet for me. I think, at the end of this month now, if we find ourselves 12th or something, it's gonna get ramped up. It's gonna get a lot more pressurized. Maybe then I'm gonna be squeaky bum time in terms of my logic and my thinking, but I'm not quite there yet. But I am needing some serious improvements from him in the next few games. He can't afford to keep this run going throughout the rest of December because he's going to find himself in a position in the table that's very, very ugly. So I think Newcastle away is daunting. Newcastle away against any big team is always a massive problem for everyone. So you have to win today because Newcastle away is a problem, off rip. And don't you dare go out the cup to Cardiff, that's for sure. So it's a big week for Maresca, it's a big week for Chelsea, it's a big week for everyone. It's a big week for the owners, it's a big week. You don't want to be out the cup and finding yourself in 10th in December, coming towards the end of the year. That is not what you want. So yeah, let's see what's going on. By the way, I'm not encouraging this top four mindset. I don't like the fact that top four could potentially keep people in their job, but that is the squad. The squad, not the starting 11, not the best players. That's the squad that we have assembled to allow ourselves to, unfortunately, be in conversations where you could be second and then you can be fourth. And like I said on Don's channel, and I said on All You Can Eat Chelsea, the points gap between second and fourth, where we finished last season, was 5 points. We finished with 69 points. I think Arsenal finished with 75 or 74, sorry. So I think it was a 5-point differential. It was a 4-point differential between us and Forest in 7th. So there was a 9-point difference from 7th to 2nd. So I think sometimes when people hear second, they think, oh yeah, hey, we're going places. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Man United go places? Who finished second when we won the league under Conte? No one remembers. It's like second is not an achievement. It's not something to be proud of. It's not something to be like, oh, that means we did our shit. No, you can finish second in a variety of different ways. Arsenal's 89-point second place to Man City 2 seasons ago is vastly different to their second place last season with 83 points or whatever it was, or 82 points. So this is what I'm saying, points. And I think the tally that a lot of people have in their head is probably about 75 points. Considering the injuries to key players, the suspensions, and the lack of time after the Club World Cup anyway in pre-season. If you're making all of the excuses for us, I think 75 points is kind of the bare minimum you want to aim for. Right, so it's a lot to get through. 72% saying that they want him to be in the job, and 28% saying that they don't want him to be in the job. I'm going to run that poll again after full time, actually, I'll run it at full time regardless of the result, because I'm very interested to see what the numbers are going to be. So that we might have to do that, more often. It's just to keep track of how people are feeling about these things, before and after kickoff, because it ain't easy. That's for sure. All right, cool. So, right. Let me see. Let's go through this chat. It's loads. So much going on. Everyone vexed with Esteval not starting, like they forgot how he handled Leeds, and you want him to square up against Everton. Inconsistency. Like, I hear it when people are saying, oh, you're not going to get consistency from Esteval, you're not going to get consistency from Santos, you're not going to get consistency from Hato, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't use them, because you still need to give them opportunity to find their level and their consistency. However, that does not coincide with a team that is going to win significant honours and trophies, and this is the key. If you're saying that the manager needs to play these players regardless, because at least we can see them, even though you damn well know they're going to be inconsistent, and this is what I tried to say at the start of the season, with the likes of Hato, 19-year-old aggressive centre-back, with the likes of Esteval, he's only 18, let's not compare him to Yamal. He's going to have his ups and downs, but ups and downs do not win titles. Ups and downs do not win significant honours. So there's a game being played here where we've questioned Maresca's mentality before, in terms of, oh, You're not really a winner. You're saying we're not in the race. You need to say we're in the race even if we're not in the race because you need to set the precedent. You need to tell the team that they need to be in the race. But if he knows damn well the players are inconsistent because they're young, and then he's trying not to use them that much because he wants consistency, so he's asking the seniors to be consistent like Tosin and Neto and these guys, what do we want? Do we want to play all the young kids and then when they're inconsistent, we kind of just put up with it? Or do we want to ask the seniors to be consistent because they should be, because they're old? You know, it's difficult, man. It's not as easy as everything sounds. And like I said, I'm not making excuses for him, but this is a team, this is a club that has high expectations. This is a club that has high expectations. So you can't match up those high expectations and develop people in your starting 11 at the same time. You know, it's double-edged sword. So I don't know, man. For me, it's not easy. It's not easy. Oh, not this again. Oh, brother, not this again, bruv. Can we just leave it with the whole 6-7 thing as well? Brother. Let's not do this, chat. We're better than this. Or at least some of us are anyway. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a difficult one. It's a very, very difficult one, I think. All right, cool. Let me refresh because it seems like my big up stream is kind of not starting, but is. So okay, am I live? Let me, guys, if there's a couple of you that have gone over to Big Up, right? The link is pinned in the chat. Just let me know if I'm live there as well, because I ain't multi-streamed in a while. And I thought I was live, then I clicked a button to try and make my pick, and now I'm not live, and it's just like mad confusing. But I think I'm live. I don't think I'm live. Okay, maybe I'm live now. Let's take a look. I think I might be live now. Yeah. So, like I said, if you're involved, if you're getting involved in the sweepstake, if you're getting involved in the predictions, like I said, the link's pinned in the top of the chat. It's going to be a leaderboard. There's prizes there. At the end of the season when we do and tally up all the Chelsea predictions. Like I said, I think I'm going to go with Cole Palmer to get GNA for us. I'm not going to go with João Pedro. I'm not going to go with Esteval. And I'm also going to be trying to involve that tactics board at halftime that they've got over there as well, which is a nice little feature. So when we're bringing up the substitutes, which we have on the screen now, and we're going through what we want to do, make changes and all these kind of things, I'm probably going to use a tactics board. And maybe we can get into a little bit of an analytical discussion as to what the heck is going on. Hopefully, it will only be good news at that point. But yeah, we can't guarantee. Is Tyreek George on the bench today? No. So there's no Tyreek George, who arguably is one of our best ball strikers in the attack. I haven't seen enough shooting from João Pedro and enough from Gu to kind of say otherwise. We know George can actually shoot. That's one thing we do know. This is a bit... This just tells me George is guaranteed to leave in January. Guaranteed to leave, you know? We obviously tried to sell him to Fulham on deadline day. He's definitely going. So, yeah, it's difficult. Very, very difficult. But yeah, I'm not going to go with João Pedro to score today. I'm going to go with Cole Palmer to score or get an assist. I'm not going with Esteval because he hasn't started. I'm going to go with us to lead at half-time. I'm not going with Garnacho, and I'm not going with over 2.5 goals, and I'm definitely not going with Tyreek George because he's not even on the pitch. Or on the bench. Maresca won man the match for November, yet December has been terrible. We always do shit in December. As a fan base, we need to stand by our manager and support him. We need to stop the narrative of revolving door policy. Me, I would love to always be backing, the manager, but at the same time, up until a point, because you can't run Chelsea into the ground, which he's nowhere near doing. Nowhere near doing, right? And that's my point. But if it was to carry on for another couple of month even, and he has us dwindling in 12th, 13th, 10th, and we're getting further away from the top 4, and we have to finish in the Champions League this season. That's like, for me, again, bare minimum expectation, and then plus the cups. If it's getting to a point where I don't know, the players are, he's lost a group of players and he's saying stupidness in press conferences, even though, yes, the directors for me would still have a portion of blame, quite a larger portion of blame. You'd still have to make the move to move him on because he's taking you to a point that you should not be at. He's taking you to a place that you should not be at. He still has to get the tactics right. He still has to get the team selection right. He still has to get the in-game management right. He still has to get the rotation right. He still has to speak well in the press conferences and explain and get into things properly. So, you know, like I said, you don't want to move him out. I don't want to move him out. I want him to do well. I want him to win trophies. I like his personality. I like the way he's tried to kind of, you know, I think out of all the managers we've had under Clear Lake, I think he's done the very best so far in terms of emerging himself into the fan base in his own time, and he hasn't forced it, but I can still see some sort of connection that can be built. But it's all dependent on results. It's all dependent on results. That's the thing. You know, without the results, no one keeps their job. But like I said on All You Can Eat, I think the replacements list from these directors is scary. I think it's incredibly scary. So you have to bear that in mind as well. It can get dark. You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. You're not confident. Let's see. Do your owners want to win the league, or are they happy with consistent top four side? They need to buy appropriately, not half-ass it. Yeah, I mean, we don't know. We don't know really until they win it, until they do what they seek to sort out to do, which is what they said they would do. I can't sit here and say that they're going to do it or that that's what they're aiming for, because they have to go and get it done. And they have opportunity in the window to go and bring in that level of player that takes you from here to here, and they continuously shop in this certain level of player in this certain market ever since they splashed the first billion on the likes of Enzo and the likes of Caicedo and etc. So yeah, it's a waiting game, but the more time that goes on, you know, the more concerned you're going to get, because right now we're just bringing in 16, 17, 18-year-olds on top of what we have, which is these are the experienced players. These are the guys. It doesn't look like they're bringing in guys to add to this that are elite level players because of the wages or the fees or whatever. So these are your guys. And if these guys here don't have enough to win it, and they're only supplementing and adding underneath these guys, that's a big problem. That's what I would be wary of. They're not selling the best of what they have as of till now, which is good. You know, we'll see what happens with Cucurella when he starts turning 28, 29, 30. But if this is your best, and this is your best, and this is like top four, will they, won't they, but they're not quite there, they're not got everything they need, and you're only bringing in what's on, then we have a problem. Then we have a big problem, because this is not good enough to win the league. So what are you going to do about it? That's the question. What are you actually going to do about it? Because the 16-year-olds coming in, they're not ready to win the league. The 17, 18-year-olds coming in, they're not ready to win the league. So what are you going to do about that? You can bring in all the talent you want. I ain't got no problem with that. But what are you going to do about the holes in this team? Are you going to fix them or not? That's the question. That's the question. Right, so where are we at? So much going on today. Let's actually just keep an eye on the other fixtures as well. So he's Premier League. Let's see. Premier League fixtures today. Liverpool at home to Brighton. And that's it. Oh no. Burnley versus Fulham after that. Arsenal Wolves at 8 o'clock. So basically it's everybody's queued up for this and Liverpool. And whoever falls first, basically, you know, in terms of the ops. Oh dear me. Deary me. Gerhi brings maturity. I am warming up to him, because like I said, I went to a couple of Palace games over the last couple of weeks, and I'm warming up to him purely because, like you said, he does bring on a lot of maturity, bring a lot of maturity and leadership as a captain at Palace, and a lot of like he brings a calmness and a steady head to this team that I think we might need. You look at Cucurella, he's very aggressive and erratic. You look at even Caicedo against Arsenal with that tackle, when he gets a little bit, a little bit feisty. Enzo, Gerhi would kind of balance out a lot of those guys, but still be a leader on top. And then he's gaining experience by being an England international and all these things. I still worry about him aerially. I don't think aerially he's elite level like that. So that's my only concern. But on the ball, he's got pace, both footed, positionally versatile between left side centre back and right side centre back. And I think that for me is what just about starts to tip it over the edge into why I'm being more convinced, because the issues that we've had this season with left side centre back, because Badiashiel's injury prone, Colwell's out, so now we have to put Chalobah over there, but Hato's not ready. When you get someone like Mark Gurhey, it just kind of just gets rid of all of that all of that as an issue is just gone. You want to play him on right side, play him on right side. You want to move him to the left side, move him to the left side. You want to play him back three, play him back three. Play him in the middle of the back three, left. He's like just actually positionally versatile. Whereas all of our defenders, I think there's an area of the defense they shouldn't really play in. You wouldn't put, Fofana on the left. You don't ideally want to put Chalobah on the left because his left foot passing is very limited, etc., etc. But I don't know how old he is. So if he's 26 and above, actually, then this ain't gonna run. And I'm sure he's not prioritizing coming to us. If you're Mark Gurhey, you're trying to make sure you go somewhere where you're absolutely nailed on. And I think when Colwell and Fofana are here, it gets a bit murky. He could be a starter, but he also could be third in that pecking order. It's close, I think, between those three. Personally, I think it's close. Whereas with other clubs, there might just be a straight slot that he just takes, and there's just no conversation about it. But we are rotating Fofana anyway, so you can make a case that it doesn't really matter about Fofana because he's not able to play every game. How old is Mark Gurhey? Let me just check. 25. And he's 26 in July. So we're just about hanging on in terms of can he come in? Can he come through the door? The answer is just about. And obviously Colwell's got to come back to the level that he was playing at the end of last season as well. It's a big injury, so there's no guarantees on that. So to be honest, you absolutely justify bringing in a top centre back under those circumstances. But I just saw a report. I forgot all about my soup. Now it's getting cold. I saw a report that we are not looking at centre-backs in January because Achimpong is being prioritised. And that, not only does it not shock me, because I said we need to sell Disasi and we need to sell Tosin. So that doesn't surprise me at all. But also, I want Josh to get minutes. So can't be a hypocrite, If you bring in another centre-back and Josh is sitting there thinking, am I going to get actual game time here? So maybe I need to leave. I would absolutely be fuming if Josh left, to be honest. Why Santos not starting our midfield is tired, bro. You have to, sorry, someone just said I smell BS. You have to ask Maresco about that. Because I'm a bit shocked as well, to be honest, on that one. That's very, very surprising to me. I remember the days fans outside England were called plastic fans because we didn't go to the stadium to watch the match. So thank you for doing this. Experiencing the games with you is lit. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. I think sometimes I do get fear of missing out. Like I do wish I could duplicate myself because, like I said, I love doing the watch-alongs. I had to get used to doing the watch-alongs because I wasn't doing them the whole time on this channel. But then I got used to them and then they are very enjoyable. And obviously I'm incredibly legally blind, so I can't always see the detail that I'd like to see when I'm at the ground, and also the atmosphere plays a part. It's very difficult to actually know what even happens sometimes depending on where you're sitting. And so there's pros and cons to going and there's pros and cons to not going. So yeah, I think I'm glad that you enjoy watching them with me anyway, because it means that at least I'm doing something right, you know what I mean? So, but We had great fun on the away trips last year, Conference League. So yeah, hopefully as the channel grows, I'll be able to get a nice balance between, I think, away trips, especially European ones, and then, they're more expensive. So I'd like to save for those, do those, and then do these games kind of from home. So yeah, man, appreciate it. Moresco's our next. Klopp, even if this season doesn't go our way, we need to back him based upon what he showed so far. Oh, that's a big comment. That's a big comment, isn't it? That's going to get some feedback because of chat. I'm not going to compare him to Klopp, especially tactically. I think Klopp was a lot more simplistic in his ideology, a lot more easier to understand for the normal fan, which I include myself in because I'm not a tactico. I try to talk a little bit of tactics and understand what's going on, but I'm not a tactico. Klopp is a very heavy metal, rock and roll, 4-3-3. You understand what you're doing, gegenpress, everybody's in their position, and that's that. There's no inverted, there's no fullbacks in tens and all that kind of stuff. It's just very, very basics of football, and then there's quality on top, and there's a lot of man management and a lot of intangibles that he's bringing to the table as well as tactically. That just means that it all works out. Maresca's the complete opposite because this guy, he's very complicated to the point where he's been here for 18 months, and even sometimes we don't understand what he's doing. So yeah, I think he overcomplicates it a bit too much against these lower sides. Today, it doesn't look like it's going to be overcomplicated because you've at least just got, Reece in midfield, and that's the only fallback in midfield. Everybody else seems to be in their position. I'd like to think that it's going to be a Fofana, Chalobah, Cucurella back three, and Gusto's going to fly forward, even though I would have preferred Estevan on the right as opposed to Neto for that combination. But again, at least, yeah, you've got something that is understandable out there. But yeah, let's see if it actually works, because if it doesn't work today, then we're in a whole heap of trouble. We're in a whole heap of trouble. So we are nervous. We are very, very nervous. Okay, what's our current poll? I'm going to close that because that's actually mad. I actually genuinely, considering the noise and the things that I've been on this week and the socials, I didn't expect. The volume shouldn't need adjusting, bro. I'm definitely quite loud in my headphones, so I don't know what's going on. You might need to adjust your volume at home because I don't think my volume has any. I don't think it's too low, to be honest. So yeah, let's not spam too much. I'm gonna close that poll. I'm really happy to gather that information. Actually, I'll ask again at full time. Right, let's get some of the. Okay, no, we're not going to get any coverage this early. Time is going to be ready. We are covering Sunderland versus Newcastle tomorrow as well, so I'm looking forward to that. I think there's three other 2:00 games as well, but mainly we're going to be mainly looking at Sunderland versus Newcastle. That time where derby, that's going to be insane. Did I talk about Esteval? Yeah, I did. I thought he should have started today, personally, because he didn't play any minutes in midweek. I also expected Santos to start because Enzo's gassed and he didn't play any minutes in midweek. So if the team looks leggy and the team looks tired in certain areas, he's going to catch even more flack, even more scrutiny and criticism, and rightly so, because he's already come out and addressed publicly that the team is laggy and leggy in certain positions, and then he's gone to not rotate them again with quality. It's not like Santos and Esteban are not good players. You're not asking, kids to come in here. They are kids, but they're actually talented. So, yeah, let's see how the game goes. But he's definitely put himself in a bit of a position with those two decisions there, personally. But he's probably going to play them against Cardiff as well. So I don't see why they can't go back to back. But we need a good performance. Enzo Maresca needs a good performance from Enzo Fernandez today. Enzo needs a good performance from Enzo, because if Enzo does not play well, Enzo is in big trouble. That's literally what it is. If Enzo does not play well, Enzo is in big trouble, because he's literally gone and decided to play him. So stress. who decide the timing of these fixtures. I don't know why there's no 12 o'clock, no 12:30 kickoff. Obviously, there's a lot. There's a record amount of teams in England, in Europe, like Villa, Palace, ourselves. You know, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Tottenham. I think there's one other team as well, Newcastle. So it's like there's not really a lot of teams you can stick on a 12:30. Forest. Boy, that's a lot of English teams. Wow. That's ridiculous, isn't it? So, yeah. There's not a lot of teams you can stick on a 12:30 after European adventures, I'll be honest. So, I'm not going to lie. It makes sense actually now that you look at it. Like, who could you have put? You could have put Burnley, Fulham. No one needs to see that at 5:30. You could have put that at lunchtime. You could have gone. Yeah, that's probably actually that, and Brentford, Leeds is the only ones. Man United always taking those Monday slots. So, yeah, not much option though. Not much option. Not much option. What is going on in the chat? Man said, do your job twice. Is that spamming to you? I just ate a big... I don't know if I want to read that because I don't know what you're insinuating. To be honest. Keep it a buck. Yes, Isogo is still injured. Yes, he is. What's happened to him? And when is he coming back? Because we could talk about the midfield, right? There is still too much injuries in this midfield. Lavia, we've already accepted, but this new signing just come and go. Come and go. And I wasn't even too, because I got stocks in Leslie Okachuku, but I have to just let that be now at Burnley and see what happens. But, bro, where's our midfield, bro? And even Buonanotte, he don't get no game time either. I just remembered he's not on the bench either. These are summer signings, These are players that came in the summer to boost to this team, to add extra assets and attributes to this team, to give manager options. And these managers out in the cold or out injured. It's crazy. Boy. Like, can we just do a window where everybody that comes in is actually of value to us right now? Like, can actually help us right now? Is that so crazy? Insamino is injured again. Quenda's injured for a couple of months as well. My score prediction is... I said 2-1 on a big six. If we're going to win, it feels something like that. I can see Everton scoring. I can see Drewsbury Hall, Ndai, Barry even if we don't... but we got our centre-back, so I think more likely Ndai, back post, or Drewsbury Hall, long shot, something like that. So I can see us conceding. I'll go with a 2-1 win. But again, 2-1, and most probably as well, outside of that, is 1-1. I'll be honest. 2-1 is me being very, very, trying to put good energy out there, and if, we're going to win the game and we're going to perform to our level. But 1-1 is what can happen if we're not on point. I'd like to think that we're not going to lose at home. But the confidence levels are very mixed. Makes sense. It's been a bad couple weeks. 2.6k in the building. Big up to you. Big up to you. I'm very nervous for this, man. Very, very nervous. Carl is starting tomorrow. This idea that Esteval can't start is craziness. He definitely can. He started against Barca, started against Arsenal. Definitely can. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just... Do you know what it is with Neto and Garnacho? And I've said this before, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. You guys that watch me often, you know what I'm going to say. When you have Neto and Garnacho on the pitch at the same time, it's very predictable. It's very predictable. Now, thankfully, Palmer's playing, so there's a bit of unpredictability. But even then, Palmer's now stuck in the 10. He's rigid to the 10. He's just come back from injury. I'd like to think a bit of positional freedom would potentially help him because we know that they're going to be snappers in the midfield. They got Gay and Garner in the midfield. They're going to be snappy. They're going to be in and amongst it, on his heels, on his toes. How nice would it have been today to have Cole Palmer be able to drift to the right, on the touchline, receive out wide, in some space, or with one-to-one, kind of full-back attention with Gusto on the overlap, and Esteval can kind of come into the 10, and they can interchange. And then Everton don't know who to pick up. And then Everton get confused. And then Everton think, do we go out to Palmer, double up, but then we leave some space in the middle for Esteval, who's more than capable, even though I think he's more of a winger at the moment, he's more than capable of being in them central positions and making something happen. And that unpredictability in what is already a very rigid system, you know where Cucurella is going to be, you know where Garnacho and Neto are going to be, you know where, could we just have a little bit of unpredictability in one area of the pitch where it's interchangeable, flexible, fluid? That's why I want Esteval to start with Palmer in this type of game. It's probably going to be a low block. And it's probably going to be, insufferable in periods. And you can do that because you've got Gusto there. If you were playing Chalobah at right back because of injuries, or you didn't think Josh was good enough going forward, or what Fofana was over there, I'd understand Neto over there because now you have to hold width. If you don't hold width against low blocks, you don't create space in the middle. You don't create space in the middle, you can't create anything. Then everything just becomes very claustrophobic. But we don't have that issue because we have Gusto. So I don't know why he's not getting the Gusto relationship with the inside winger on that side. I don't understand why that's not computing. With him. But I think if there's anything to criticize today, that is the biggest thing for me, is that side. But yeah. Everton fan in the chat. He's not here to hate watch, but he can see a draw today. Everton, although I'd like to win, I'd like to win here. Only won once in the last 31 games at the Bridge, I believe. Damn, that's a long time. I didn't even realize that was the record, bro. We struggle at Goodison, though, to be fair. That's a good point. We've had some great days at home to Everton, Conte, big slapping. Pedro, brilliant performance. Hazard as well that day. Mason Mount, I believe, more recently with a nice performance at home to Everton. But Goodison Park, we really struggle. We really, really struggle at Goodison Park. It's peak. Goodison Park. If this game was at Goodison Park on the same date, yeah. It is long. we play Everton away at this time of the year every year. So if this was in good, that's the only reason why I got a little bit of just a little bit of confidence to say 2-1 win. If this was at Goodison Park in mid-December, finished, cooked. Followed up by St. James's Park, cooked, finished. Bye-bye, finished. Absolutely finished. Do you understand? Finished. So, yeah. That is all I have to say. We would be finished. Oh, man. All right. Let's not stress. Also, is Salah starting? Wow, I didn't even think about that. Let's check. No. But he is reintegrated onto the bench, right? Yeah. He's on the bench. A birdie told me this is his last game for Liverpool. That's what a birdie told me. That's all I'm gonna say. You can guess who that bird might be. The birds. Chris is a bird. Yeah, it's Chris. I don't do the ITK thing, so he's the only person that I possibly could have got that information from. No, I actually don't ask Joe that kind of stuff, to be fair. Big up to Joe, though. I don't ask him that kind of stuff. Apparently, It's his last game. Apparently, it's his last game. So I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if the bird is correct. Let's see if Grizzmeister knows what he's talking about. Gary. 4 minutes to kick off. The stress levels are all-time high. I'm not even gonna front. I'm not feeling good. I need us to get off to a good start. We've not been starting games very well recently. They've been very, very bad starts in terms of performance, in terms of goals conceded against Leeds and all these things. We need to be on point, man, from the first minute. If not, then we're gonna know. We're gonna know first 5-10 minutes what these men got in store for us. You worry about your blue cartel brothers. Yeah, I think the Everton fans kind of like us. They ain't really got no beef with us, innit? I don't think they've got any. Yeah, I see some like Twitter posts and stuff. I don't think the Everton fans got any beef with us, so that's good. There shouldn't be any beef really. Got enough people to beef in this thing. Liverpool, they've only got really Liverpool. Maybe Man United. I don't know. Let me see if there's any last minute quotes from the manager, and then we're gonna get things kicking after that. But yeah, the stress levels are very high. Very, very high. This is mad, man. This is mad. You know, last season, December, we were pretty much unbeaten up until the 20th, 22nd. I think it was Everton away. We drew 1-1. Before that, December was fine. Beat Tottenham. We had some cup games in there, some Conference League games, to stat pad a little bit. But December was going well last year until Everton. This year, it's going terribly until Everton, you know? Now we need Everton to kind of let us roll through and get confidence and win, because if they add to the misery, I don't know. It's long. Long day. Long damn day. All right, let me get the timer ready, because we are going to be kicking off in a couple of minutes. I feel sick. I feel sick to my stomach. Oh, man. Oh, God, guys. We better win this game, man. I'll give a prediction for Sunderland Newcastle when I see the lineups tomorrow. We'll be there from 1:30, and I will see that lineup, and I will definitely make a decision on that one for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for the lineups. But I'm really looking forward to that, because the form that Sunderland are in, the way they've played this season, bro, that just makes that game 10 times better. If Everton had come up, if Sunderland had come up this season, tail between their legs, don't really know what they're doing, not playing well, it changes things, you know, it changes the dynamic. You're thinking now low block, you're thinking ultra defensive, don't get beat. But this Sunderland team can take it to Newcastle and just go for the throat. So I'm very excited to see it. I should have the timer up in a minute. It's 3 p.m. You know the rules. We're in South Africa. Big up Cape Town. Big up Johannesburg and all that. Super sport. Big up to everyone. It's great to be in South Africa right now. Right, timer. Let's get it. This is it. This is it. We've kicked off. Right, we're not completely in sync, but the timer's on screen. The game has kicked off, so just bear with as I sync it up properly. But we're basically there now. We're basically there. Boy. Big up to the people watching on Big Up as well. If you've made your predictions for the game, we'll be following along. You know, let's see if any of us are getting our stuff right. But a lot of us went with Chelsea wins, the basic one. What time is it? Come on, Chelsea. We should be in sync when I update this now, guys. As much as we can possibly be in sync anyway. Boy, I ain't been this nervous for a game in a while, you know. It's actually mad what these lot have done. This is peak. This is stress. This is stress. Oh my days, Liverpool winning already. No way. Hold on, this timer's way off. Sorry, guys. Liverpool are winning already. What? That is madness. I can't even remember what I predicted Liverpool to do today. I think I said 2-1 win. What on earth? I'm going to try and find the goal in a minute, people. Oh my days, honestly. I don't even know what to say. I was not expecting that. That's what it is. It is what it is on that side of things. We have to do our job. Come on, man. Who's got the goal, chat? Let me know in the chat. Should be around about close now to what it actually is. Who got the goal? Ekatike. Of course he did. Sorry, I was just trying to set up my chat on the other side. Bloody hell. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the chat then. I was trying to set up the timer. I can't see everything at once. Yeah, that's the guy, man. It's crazy. The better he does, the worse it makes it look for Isak. Cole stealing the headlines today. Big up to you, man. Big up to you, brother. Yeah, the more goals he scores, it's almost like it's a double-edged sword for Liverpool, because it's like you spent 130 million on the striker that was meant to be banging in the goals. Obviously, anyone getting the goals is good, but that doesn't mean that the other guy isn't going to have a massive problem on his hands. So they need to get to a front two formation as soon as possible, man. That's what they need to do. They need to get to a front two formation as soon as possible, because as it stands, that's a headache. All right, let's see what's going on with us. My thing is just moving mad right now. At the moment, Everton are giving us grief in die. Shot blocked. Is my timer up to speed? Nope, still behind. Everton have a corner though. I'll try and get this in sync as much as possible, people. It's just a bit of a ball ache right now. I'm doing my best. But Everton have a corner. They're going to be problematic. Cleared away. Thank goodness. Yeah, it's a difficult game to locate, this one, I can't lie to you.
I always tell you, just go on Twitter and just type in the fixture and pray to the high heavens that you can get it, chat. Yeah. You go on Twitter, type in the fixture, and you should be able to get it, guys. But it is always very, very up and down. How we deal with transitions today is going to be very interesting with Enzo in that midfield, considering the fact that he is leggy or whatever you want to call it. And then you got Ndai and you got Drewsbury Hall and you got all these guys. That's going to be, for me, very interesting going the other way. Can we actually deal with the transitions? And ignore the timer at the moment. There's no point me sorting out until I actually get my bearings on what my actual time is, which is very difficult to do with all of these delays. This is a stressful encounter. It's funny because I had an Ekatike video in the back end. Why am I named after fashion designer? Well, Matisse is a French name, so the Armani part is yeah, that's my middle name. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, the Ekatike video was in the back end, man. You guys know this summer I was operating on a way where I had my shit lined up, ready to drop, based upon good intel in terms of Twitter and reports, but there was no intel on Ekatike. I just was so excited about the potential that we could actually go and get him to replace Jackson. I had the video there anyway, and we just never made a move for him. Currently on the left-hand side with Garnacho, Cucurella. I'm going to try and give you as much commentary as I can now because I realise a lot of you can't watch the game, so I should hopefully be able to talk you through it as long as my shit don't go off. But it ain't easy. It ain't easy. Everton in possession at the moment. Okay. Making a comeback. We're currently at 9 minutes. Forget what you see on screen. We're currently at 9 minutes, guys. Okay. So I'm just 30 seconds off. I'm going to try and repair the damage now. Hopefully we will be in sync. Boy. Everton are a good team. Good manager. Long throw, headed away. I'm going to give you commentary now, guys. So apologies if I haven't seen the chat for the next little while. I'm just trying to line things up properly now. Everton currently in possession. They've had a bit more of the ball, it seems, than us at this current moment. They look a bit more fluid, linking up together a lot better. I'm about to sync up on this 10-minute mark. And we're in sync. So that is where we're at to the second somehow. All right, I've got it up on a few screens, so we're going to just hope that this is now set. Come on, guys. Just need a performance, man. It's been a tough start. First 10 minutes, definitely a difficult start. I can't lie. Very, very difficult start. First 10 minutes. We're not really comfortable at this current moment. It's not comfortable yet. It's not comfortable at all. All right, we're in possession. Sanchez. Fofana's on it. Gusto and Reece James are very close to each other in the midfield at the moment. The back three is Cucurella, Fofana and Chalobah. Gusto's playing as like an 8. He's not overlapping Neto. Neto's holding the width and Gusto's playing as an 8. He's receiving it in the midfield. You can actually see a line again, and he's done the same thing he's done against Leeds in many ways. You're seeing Gusto and James and Cucurella in a straight line. You're actually seeing the same 6-8. The 6 being James and the 2 8s being Gusto and Cucurella. And then Cucurella is kind of stepping between the back 3 build-up, which is him, Fofana and Chalobah, into the midfield with James and Gusto. And I don't know where Enzo's gone at the moment. And I don't know, so that's where it is. At the moment, Enzo is in line with Cole Palmer. And Gusto's dropping quite deep next to James and Cucurella to get the ball. He's not overlapping Neto. So Gusto is not playing as a wide fullback. So that might be a significant reason as to why we don't look that free-flowing, because in the first 12 minutes, and it's been a bit jumpy, but we don't really have control of this game. So it's a bit stressful at the moment. At the moment, Dewsbury Hall's gone down with a knock. I don't know if he's going to have to come off. A big blow for Everton if that's the case, because he's been in really good form, popping up with goals and all sorts. "13 minutes in, so he's down at the moment. I'm going to try and give you as much detail of what's going on at the moment as I can, because, like I said, a lot of you are struggling to find a way to watch it, and even on Twitter, it's just a mess. So hopefully you will be able to feel like the old days where you had to listen on radio and you didn't know what was going on, but they told you about it anyway. The amount of car journeys I'd done when I was younger, listening to Chelsea on radio. It was a Talk Sport, or it was BBC Radio 5 Live, or whatever it was. And then obviously you had Gillette Soccer Special as well, and they were talking you through the games. And the only way you actually knew what was going on with Chelsea at 3 o'clock was literally just listen to them. "Oh, there's been a goal at Stamford Bridge," or "something's happened at Stamford Bridge." Then your heart would jump. Your heart would be in your mouth, literally. And then they would tell you what's going on. And you look at that scoreboard on that right-hand side of the Gillette Soccer screen, and you pray that your team has not conceded. "It's been a goal. It's been a goal at Stamford Bridge." They're dickheads as well, because they know what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. "There's been a goal at Stamford Bridge. Who's it for?" There's this little bit of awkward silence, and then they tell us. Bro, Jeff Sterling and them, man. Bro, I'm telling you. And then obviously Match of the Day is the only time you're going to get to see what happened, and you're only getting highlights. It used to be peak, bro. It looks like Dewsbury Hall's gone off. So people are saying Alcaraz is coming on yet. So big change, big injury for Everton. 15 minutes gone. Let me actually see what you guys, because some of you are already on big up. So big up to you guys that are watching with us there. It's big up to the people on YouTube as well. Can I see what people's predictions are? What they've gone for? Maybe it's just going to be a surprise. I'm looking forward to this leaderboard taking shape. Palmer Masterclass, just like last season. Oh yeah, he scored 4 goals in this game, didn't he? And then someone's followed it up with Palmer Stinkfest incoming. Jesus. Hoping Ganacho will impress us with some highlights. I don't know if you're talking about his hair or his actual performance. Oh dear. Big up to you guys. Such an easy thing to say, innit? Man's always saying big up anyway. Man's always telling you, man, to big up yourselves. Oh, dear. How funny. But yeah, at halftime, I'll try and bring up the tactics board, and then we'll see what we're saying with the substitutions, what you guys think we should do. I'm going to run another poll as well. And they've got some really cool tools that they're hopefully going to bring to the table for you guys in the chat. If it all works out, it's going to be very, very cool. You guys kind of bring up your own heat maps and your own statistics. You want to ask questions to the bot. What's going on with this Enzo performance? How many passes has he completed? And it just pops up automatically on screen. Boy, that would be beautiful. As a little graphic on the watch along, that would be brilliant. So hopefully we can get that kind of stuff going. Because Twitch got bots, innit? They got like a little mod bot that you can kind of talk to, and so it's about time we get something like that on YouTube. So hopefully Big Up are going to bring us that. Come on, guys, man. This performance to get better. This game's pissing you off. Wow. I understand your frustrations. I'm frustrated too. He's gone with a very similar midfield that he had in midweek, and it did not work. So I'm very confused as to why he's now... And this is just something recent that he's decided to go with this little Gusto, Cucurella 8s, James 6 little setup. I don't know what he's doing, why he likes to go down this route, but if it doesn't result in a win, it's going to be a big problem. Neto's fouled Grealish. It's a very light touch, but it's enough to get the free kick. Grealish knows what he's doing. He's always up there for one of the most fouled Premier League players when he's at his best at Villa, at City. He's always picking up these free kicks and these fouls. Ball comes in, back post. Oh, we just about get it cleared. Got it on 3 screens at the moment. Trying my best. That's over the roof of the net. Must be delayed. At the moment, Everton are the better team. And Everton are the team that look like they're going to get the goal, and they look like the team that's going to force the issue, and they're going to get opportunities. We haven't really created anything. I'm going to check the statistics actually now. Liverpool 1-0 up after 1 minute. So that's why you guys were going off in the chat, because it happened right at the beginning of the game. So I was doing the timer. We've had 1 shot. They've had 3. As it stands. As it stands, that's the situation. Here's in die. Cross is going to come in. Let's check that the timer's in sync. No. Not in sync at all. Why does this keep happening? Hold on, let me just refresh. Okay, yeah, now we're up to date. Right, James on the ball in midfield. Come on. Move this ball. Fofana. Gusto. Nice. That's a good ball for Cole Palmer. Please finish. Yes! He's back! Cole Palmer's back! Cole Palmer's back for Chelsea. 1-0. Trademark finish. And we had it on Big Up. Yo, we had it on Big Up. Hold on a second. What did I say on Big Up? I said it. Cole Palmer's going to get some GA. I said it. I said it ain't coming from João Pedro. It ain't coming from Garnacho. It's coming from Cole Palmer. That's what I said on Big Up. I said it in my prediction before in the sweepstake. Hold that to anyone who didn't get it. That's what you got to listen to me, bruv. We already know what time it is. You saw me do it live.
You saw me do it live. I need to get even locked into my fantasy league now. I might actually be on the up. I'm going to check who's leading that. Actually, there's no point. There's like over 1,000 people in that league. I ain't getting that back. The prize is definitely not going to me. I'm losing that thing. Cole Palmer, what a finish. What a ball as well. What a pass. What a pass. Fair play to Gusto, you know. Fair play to Gusto. He's in that kind of inside position. He's playing in that inside role in midfield. We don't really like to see it at all. We don't like to see it at all, but fair play to him. He's played that pass and it's worked out for him. It's a really good passing behind. I'm puzzled. That's something that you'd expect Enzo to kind of be doing all that stuff, and he's nowhere near that play. Wow. Gusto assist. Cole Palmer goal. 1-0 to Chelsea. 22 minutes in. Cole Palmer's back. If you could have picked anyone to get a goal today, you're picking Cole, man. Because he's the one that, he's the needle mover. He's the one that, if he's at top form, you saw what happened on the potch, bro. You know, he can drag this team. Here we are again. Let's see if we can go and get another. That goal's come out of nothing as well. We weren't really on top. Garnacho's going for the shot. Just high and wide of the post. I think it's taken a deflection. 22 minutes in. Pickford's going absolutely ballistic, but we're starting to... And that early goal is so crucial because now Everton, hopefully, will leave those gaps in behind now as they try and get the equaliser, and we just keep transitioning on them. But Garnacho tried to make a yard for himself. That's definitely come off the defender. That's got to be a corner. Come on, guys. Cole Palmer, I've missed that celebration so much. You don't understand. Oh, you don't understand, man. You don't Oh my God, what are they doing? Garnacho! Oh! Oh my days, he's missed. Oh my days, he's missed. What a chance. Oh my days. I think it's Alcaraz who just plays this loose pass across the box. Hold on a second. Garnacho's run onto it. Oh, Garnacho, man. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. It's an open goal. I'm trying not to lay into him too much. But the more I see it, the more I think, you got to put that in, man. You got to put that in. I know when you're there, it's not as easy as it may look. The goalkeeper might be blocking off a very large portion of the goal. You can only really put it in that bottom corner, or you've got to get lift on it, and you've got to get it over the keeper, and you've got to, then the whole goal opens up. I think if you're going for the low shot, it's not an open goal. It's not. It's that part of the goal you've got to hit, that corner that he was aiming for, and he's got it wrong. If you get lift on the ball, the whole goal's open. Then the whole goal's open, you know? So he's just not really probably gone with the right technique, but that's a massive chance that he's got to score, man. He's got to score that chance. What a chance for Garnacho, man. That could have been 2-0 game. I'm not saying the game's dead, because it's not. But 2-0, boy, you're laughing. 24 minutes into... What's going on? Ndai's pulling up as well. Yo, Everton fans, what's going on over here? Oh, no. Cucurella just kicked him in the balls. That's different. Yeah, he's just sliced him. I thought he was injured. Someone's saying Salah's coming on for Liverpool. For Gomez. Why? Is Gomez injured? He does pick up quite a few injuries, to be fair. So, you know, come on, Chelsea, man. And then brothers that pick Garnacho, you know, they would have been thinking, oh, I got something here for you, brother. Go on. Oh. Yeah, I said 2-1. So, but then I said, I don't think there'll be 2.5 goals. What am I doing? Yeah, I said 2-1. I said 2-1 in my prediction, but then I didn't click over 2.5 goals on my big up predictions. I don't know what I'm doing. My brain ain't calibrating, but 2-1 is a very fair score for a game like this. Boy, come on, guys. Gotta get that second goal, man. Oh, gotta get that second goal. Come on. Man's baffled, bro.
He's barely fit. This is what's stopping them from being tactically versatile, is the fact that Gomez can't stay fit as well. So it shoehorns you into playing the centre backs that they play. When people are like, oh, you know, Salah, he feels hard done by because he's being dropped, but Konate is not being dropped. Who dropped Konate for who, bruv? Like, let's be reasonable. Who do you want to drop Konate for? You can't drop him for anyone. There's no one there. You can only drop players if there's players there. You know what I mean? So Gakpo is his understudies. Rio, the 16-year-old, is that, you know, I think, you know, you may as well give it a go. But again, you could understand why the manager is probably not throwing in a 16-year-old into the most toxic not toxic, but the most, you know, unsettled environment currently in Liverpool's recent history. So I don't know, man. You know, only certain men can get dropped because only certain men have backups. You know what I mean? You're gonna drop Gravenberch for Endo? Is that really gonna improve the team? It's only really Connor Bradley, Frimpong, he was rotating there. He had the options to do so. There's a couple of other positions. It's not really got as much depth as in certain areas as people think. Cole Palmer's been fouled. Free kick. Dropping for an academy graduate. Throwing some academy youth to get absolutely destroyed on his Premier League debut, kill his confidence because Liverpool are playing us. I don't think so. Konate going to have to hold that. Here's Gusto, intercepted. Oh, do you know what the worst thing about that, yeah? The worst thing about that assist for Gusto is it just justifies the manager to play him in the midfield in the next game. So, I don't know. We might have lost. We might have won in the short term. We may have lost in the long term. Gusto's going to keep playing these central... he's playing as an 8. Look at him. Enzo's dropped deep, though. So he's playing just behind Gusto and Reece right now. This is crazy to watch. Like, boy, you can't predict nothing. Reece James is playing as a left-sided 8 at the moment, picking up the ball off Cucurella in this back 3. Gusto playing as a right-sided 8. Enzo Fernandez playing in this kind of regista position, but then he's moving up into the 10. Boy, it's a madness. Gusto, left foot switch. Hold on a second. Marlo Gusto, he's just played a left foot switch of a pass. Yo, what is going on? João Pedro. Ball into the box for Neto. Enzo Fernandez. Oh, you got to get that. The power's not on the header. Bro, try and read and understand where everybody's playing if you dare. If you dare. Honestly, it's an absolute kerfuffle what's going on this pitch. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. Cucurella is playing as a left-side centre-back, sometimes left 8. James is playing as a 6, sometimes moves to the left when Cucurella goes back into the 3. Enzo is playing as a 10, but sometimes moves into the 6, drops in that kind of vertical line. Ball into the box, caught by the keeper. Gusto's staying in that right 8 position. This is going to be a fascinating breakdown when we get to the review. But my God, so many different things going on. So many different things going on. Trust me, Gusto playing a switch with his left foot is a big deal. Trust me. I ain't never seen that brother even try that with his left foot. So I hear what you're saying. Professional footballers should be able to do that. But at the same time, there's certainly many professional footballers that can't, unfortunately. Especially with their weaker foot. I've seen it all too many times. I've seen them miss it on their stronger foot. So I'll take it. I'll take it. This is so weird today, man. What is going on? We talk about positional versatility between Esteval and Palmer, but we've got a lot of positional versatility going on with these players today. No one's sticking to any position. It's just, it's mad to keep up with. Enzo, that is in... Oh, you're not going to give a foul? I'm not going to lie, I thought that was a foul. Neto, shot blocked. The only people in this team that are sticking to a certain position is probably Gusto, Neto, Garnacho, and obviously the centre-backs. But that's about it. Everybody else is playing in like 2 or 3 different positions. They're just moving about into different zones constantly. There's no role. It's just a role. It's not a position. So it's very, very all over the place, very fluid. But I thought that was a free kick. Enzo just late on the tackle. Somehow this referee played on and we managed to get an opportunity, but that was a free kick for Everton, to be honest. That was a very clear free kick. Man was so late, rash, didn't get the ball. I don't know what the referee's thinking. I'm so happy. My first big up prediction, I get it spot on with some Cole Palmer GNA. That's what you love to see. That's what you love to see. I can't lie. The hate must relax. We just need a second. We do, but we got to get that second. We've got to get that second because if we don't, you know, Everton can come back into this game and spoil the match for us. So we need to get that second whilst we're on top. We know this team is not the most clinical. Come on. All right, he's gone back. Just Chalobah. Go on. Move into the space. Nice from Chalobah. Reece James. Lovely. I love the way Reece James passes the ball. Oh, that's a great ball. Who's played that? Oh, unlucky. Must have been Cole. Yeah, Cole Palmer, man. Surely. Left-footed pass like that. Oh, that's a big switch. Alcaraz. Grealish. Gusto 1v1. Grealish. Oh, big defending from Fofana. He could have gone anywhere. He just kind of stuck a left foot, stuck a leg out, and thankfully it went over the bar. It's a dangerous ball in from Grealish. He's got enough on it for Fofana where it's not going in the goal. Someone said Wolves' only win this season will be against Arsenal. There's not a chance that Wolves are beating Arsenal today. Not a chance, brother. Not a chance. Header. Oh, thank God we cleared that. Not a chance. I'm not even going to bother hate watching. I'm just literally just going to just chill. That is not happening, I'm afraid. Wolves are absolutely terrible. You can imagine if you want, brother. I hear it. Imagination. You're free to imagine as much as you want. I won't be bothering with that imagination there. I won't be imagining. Trust me. And it's not really relevant to us anymore, unfortunately. Like, obviously, you just want your ops to lose. I get it. The hate watching continues. But for me, the main reason I'll be wanting my ops to lose is because also I want to be involved in what they're involved in. And we're not involved. So it's good for City, but that's about it, really. I'm kind of needing us to be involved, man. That's what I keep saying. We need to be involved in these conversations, man. Can't be Tottenham. Like, yeah, when you know you're guaranteed not involved because Graham Potter's in charge or they've signed 10, 15, 20 players, cool, we're doing the hate watching. But I don't want to become Tottenham where it's just like it's the whole thing now. We're not even thinking about winning trophies ourselves. Neto cleared. Oh. With that second goal, it's not far away if we keep plugging away the way we have been the last 15, 20. It's been a much better performance in the second part of this 30, 34 minutes. This last 15, much better, man. We've actually grown into the game, thankfully. Reece James, there always seems to be a lovely out ball as well there, which means Gusto must be occupying those positions. Palmer's occupying those positions. Neto always has loads of space on that right-hand side. Palmer. Got to get some Palmer rest of our ball today. Neto shot from distance. Oh, that's terrible. Terrible strike. But yeah, Gusto's doing well. As the game goes on, he's getting better and better in that position. He's doing well. I have to say, you have to give the credit where it's due. Might not want to see him there, but he's doing well there. We need that second goal, though. The wingers are not seasoned long-range distance shooters. The only way Neto and Garnacho are going to chalk up goals and good tallies is 1v1s, back post, box crashing, and obviously cutbacks, close proximity shooting. They're not going to slap in 25, 30 yarders on a consistent basis. They've never done it in their careers. So they might give you one, one a season. But if you want regular goal output, the wingers have got to get a lot closer to the box and a lot closer to goal, which means this high and wide starting position is a problem for them. And yeah, Garnacho, he's a big chance he had. He should have scored. You could have just said, "Oh, the wingers were mid." You didn't need all that extra sauce. I can say that. Absolutely, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm trying to give some context as to what they can maximize and do better, how we can get something out of them. Do you know? I don't rate our wingers highly, right? Well, I don't rate Garnacho highly. Neto, when he signed, I was actually very happy because I recognized the name. At that point we weren't signing anyone I recognized, so I was just happy to know someone was coming in that I knew. But he suits more of a Klopp rock and roll back and forth kind of game than he does suit a highly possession, systematically rigid team, because he's good in transition, Neto. So for a possession based coach and manager, it's a bit spooky sometimes. But he's actually got a decent goal tally this season, so he is getting the GNA that I asked for minimum from him. So even though the performances are very up and down. That's a big chance for Everton on the header and the back post, man. Nobody there. Nobody there. Apparently it's offside anyway, but Tarkowski, you got to be marking this guy, man. What's going on? Yeah, Ziyech was a very different player. You're saying Ziyech is levels above. I didn't really ever rate Ziyech when he came in. I never really wanted Ziyech either, because I just felt in this league, the lack of pace out wide and the incredible one-footedness, I just didn't see the vision. I didn't think he'd do well. He just too predictable, always on that left foot constantly. No pace, not really any 1v1 threat because of that pace in this league. Might be able to go past people, in the Dutch league, but in this league, yeah, it wasn't really gonna work. And he's positionally very rigid as well. He could never play in the 10, always had to play on the right wing, so couldn't play on the left really. Just never fancied it. Ball in, cut back. Chelsea, what is going on? Seriously. Clear that. Blood. That's why we need the second, because we'll leave them in the game. Oh my days. Everton are really in. Oh! Oh my days. Oh my days. That really should be 1-1. We're catching life. We are catching life. That ball across the box, if anybody gets anything on it, it's a goal. Anything. Boy. We said at the start, it's going to be a tight game in terms of the score. Like, blowing these lot away with our attack not being very clinical, not having the greatest ball strikers, and not having, 20 goal a season striker like just the way. This is why I say, even though we've scored a lot of goals at a point in this season, we was joint top goal scorer, second highest goals. I said, that doesn't really do anything for me when I know we can't rely on someone solely to score. Like, you look at City, we could talk about obviously very, very reliant on Haaland, but they're reliant on Haaland. Okay, cool, but they know Haaland scores. Haaland scores goals. Like, it's guaranteed. It's not a question mark. It's not a query. It's a guarantee this guy scores. You create chances for this guy, he scores. That's it. End of conversation. Whereas for Chelsea, yeah, we've shared the goals out, but we've shared them out because no one actually guarantees the goals outside of Cole Palmer now that he's back. So you are just praying that one of them has their shooting boots on, but it's not guaranteed. They might not. And then what you're going to do? So ideally, you want to be having about 2 people in the team that you can guarantee goals from. We had it with maybe Hazard and Costa, Anelka and Drogba. You know, there's other, there's other, there's other examples as well. Just going off our title-winning teams, Lampard and Drogba. Another example, Hasselbank. You know, Idegard Jonsson. You can even go all the way back then. You just knew these guys were getting goals. You know, I'm comfortable with two people in a top team that guarantee goals. One out wide, one up front. 110, one up front. And then you need also good finishers in your Loic Remy's, on the bench, or your acrobatic, unpredictable finishers like your Demba Bars or whatever you want, your Olivier Giroud's that can strike a ball very, very cleanly in your depth as well. And Chelsea don't have that. They do not have that. Someone just said Højlund and Xerxes. You kill me. Nah, you kill me differently. Man said Højlund and Xerxes after I've just reeled off the names. Aguero and Tevez was a madness at City, man. Aguero and Tevez. That has got to be one of the most fun one of the funnest strike partnerships I've watched in this league. They're both almost carbon copies of each other, and they're just brilliant to watch. Brilliant to watch. Kane and Son, great example. Tottenham, great example. Great example. Didn't lead to any silverware, but that's not their fault. That's not their fault, that's for sure. But yeah, two for me. Two. And we have one in Cole Palmer. That's it. Can't put Esteval there. He's a wonder kid, but not there. Not there yet. Buemo and Wissa. Yeah, you can go down the league for sure. Demba Ba and Pape Cisse. You want to go back a bit. Van Persie and Rooney when they won the league under Sir Alex. And, you know, they used to even operate on a four-striker rule with Berbatov and Tevez and Rooney, and go back to the treble-winning team as well. But that's when you play. You have to play two up front. The City team with Tevez and Aguero played two up front as well. They had Edin Dzeko and I think Balotelli, or it was in Negredo. Here's Everton. Grealish. Oh, it's too close to the box. Bro. How close do we want to let these men get to our goal before they just start rippling the net? These men are almost walking it into our goal. It's the second time he's just carried it into the box unchallenged. Just going until he gets to Sanchez. It's like, what are we doing here? Oh my days, what kind of shot? Hey, tranquilo. Gusto. Hey, Marlo, tranquilo. I know you're having a game, but just relax yourself, yeah? Because you're not going to score from 25 yards out. That's just not you. People need to know their bag. It's like me saying I'm going to be a rocket scientist or a rocket engineer. I don't even know the term. That's how out of my depth I am. Just relax. Put the camera on and talk. That's your job. You know what I mean? Man's trying to be something he's not. Nah, man, just relax. Doing too much. Ball in. Cucurella. Booted away by Enzo. Can we bring that down, João Pedro? Yes, we can. Can we hold it up? João Pedro is not getting a single free kick for all of this rolling around and diving. He needs to know he's in the Prem. He knows he's in the Prem. Brother, you need to be physically stronger in your hold-up play. You can't get cheap free kicks. I'm not even going to tell you this ain't La Liga, like I had to tell Jackson. Because you ain't even from La Liga. You from here. Oh my God! Oh my God! We're fucked! We're finished! We're cooked! Gusto has scored and assisted from the 8th position. We are finished. We are finished, chat. We're done. We are never going to get this guy out of here. We're done. We've lost. We've lost. We've won, but at what cost? We've won, but at what cost? Marlo Gusto has scored. And Neto on the right, really good wing play, cut back. Gusto left foot,
into the bottom corner. We've won, but at what cost? We will never get this guy out of this position after today. Don't ask the manager nothing. You see? You see, chat? This is why we're finished. Everybody and their mother, father, grandmother, granddad, auntie, uncle, sister, cousin was cussing at the beginning of the game, including me. I thought he was going to overlap. When I seen him in the midfield 8 position with Cucurella in there, James, I said, not this again. Not this again. But he's gone and got a goal and an assist. What are we to do now? What are we to do now as a community, as a people? What are we to do now? Oh, my days. We've won, but at what cost? And that's why the manager he just gonna manage. He just gonna keep doing the wacky things. He's gonna get cussed for it, and then today it's actually working. It's crazy. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Oh. Yeah, I mean, of course, João Pedro's hold-up is better than Delap's, but what I'm saying is he was still weak in that moment. He needed to hold it up stronger. You don't need to tell me that João Pedro hold-up this season has been better than Delap's, because I've been cussing Delap, so I'm not really sure what point you're trying to make. I can't believe this is happening for Malo Gusto in this position. This is insane. And I just said to him, you can't score from 25 yards out, so just relax yourself. And then he goes and scores. Brilliant. Here's Cole Palmer. Sometimes you just got to let them cook. Here's Cucurella. Going to be half-time. I'm going to whip out the tactics board on Big Up because I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy that. This has been a very interesting first half of football. It's not been easy, smooth sailing, but to be 2-0 up without reply, thankfully so far, is it's as good as you can ask. Half-time. It's as good as you can ask. So, wow. What in the world? What in the world is going on here? Crazy chap. Right, so big up to everybody in the chat. Over 3,200 of you in here. Half-time, Chelsea 2, Everton 0. I can't tell you how surprised and shocked I am based upon how we were looking in terms of our setup in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, with Gusto in midfield. Again, Cucurella stepping into midfield from the back three. Again, James in the 6. The level of stress and worry and doubt in seeing that midfield three again for the second time this week. However, today, it's worked. Gusto, he's creating space for Pedro Neto with his off-the-ball movement, with his occupying of that central position. So every time there's a switch ball on, Pedro Neto is in acres of space to isolate the fullback 1v1. You got a goal. You got a goal from Gusto, box crashing. The goals continue to get shared around in this team. As we were saying, you can't rely on any one individual to score, but someone is scoring, and it's anyone's guess who it will be. Cole Palmer's got himself a goal from the Gusto assist, which is a great assist as well. It's a brilliant pass. I didn't think Gusto had this in him at all, playing in the midfield three. When Gusto has adventured into these central 8 positions in the previous season and in this campaign, his passing is not weighted how it needs to be in the final third. His shooting ability is nowhere near Reece James. So you're thinking, why is he here? Apart from the Liverpool performance, where tactically you're getting and understanding the job that he's doing to kind of nullify them and to be the spare man and the counter-pressing figure, it's not making sense. Today, he's got a goal and an assist. He's done what Reece James would do if he was in this position, you'd assume. That pass, that goal, that shot.
It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. But it's happening. It has happened. I'm on Big Up right now, and I can't put this on YouTube, but I am going to put the teams on YouTube so you can see the team sheet. So we're going to talk about, so the link is pinned. You're supporting me regardless wherever you are. Don't worry about which stream you need to be on. Any stream, every stream is appreciated. If you want to put it on both streams, you can do that as well. And silence one of them. But that's the bench, as you can see on screen, right? We've got options. I don't know if any of you guys even want to make a substitution, to be honest. You know, because we are currently, as it stands, we're doing our thing in terms of the scoreline. Now, obviously, the performance still needs to improve, and we need to start looking at, can we dominate this game in the second half? Can we keep the ball better? Can we nullify Everton's threat within die? But as it currently stands, we're 2-0 up, and Everton have to come on to us now. So now you'd like to think there's going to be more space in the transition. And you've got the players in Garnacho, as I move them on screen currently right now. You've got Garnacho, and you've got Neto, who are able to provide that transitional threat. They're the only guys today. I'm actually going to move this because this is fascinating what's going on today. The only guys that are playing in a set position is the wingers. You've got João Pedro, cool. João Pedro is playing as like a false nine. He's dropping into areas and he's doing hold up play, cool. Enzo Fernandez is playing really as a twin 10 with Cole Palmer, and he'll drop into the midfield when Cucurella is kind of in the back three. But what we're seeing today, guys, in this midfield, where's Gusto? Have I got only... No, it's because my screen's in the way. There we go. What we're seeing today, guys, in this midfield, and if you're on Big Up, you can see the team on screen, right? I'll articulate it for the guys on YouTube as well. You're seeing a mixture between a back three build-up, and then when we get out of that back three today, you're seeing Cucurella, James, and Gusto all in one line. Now, I'm trying to think to myself what other players can be involved in this, because we've got midfielders on the bench, we've got midfielders that are injured. Is this something that Maresca's doing because of the injuries, because of the players that are out missing? I don't know. Obviously, Dewsbury had to come off with an injury. That's changed the game, I think, as well, because I don't think Alcaraz is as strong for Everton as Dewsbury Hall would have been, obviously. Goes without saying. But as the game goes on, what do you want to see? I think you have to look at Enzo Fernandez potentially. You have to look at Enzo Fernandez potentially coming off at 60, 70 minutes if he starts gassing out. I'm going to change between the mics. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know if the mic is working on Big Up. It's definitely working on YouTube. But you have to potentially look at Enzo Fernandez coming off. We know he's been gassing out. You have to look at Cucurella as well. You have to look at potentially Cucurella coming off. So that's another thing to kind of take into account. I don't know if Cole Palmer can play a full 90. So again, he might have to come off at some point. There's a lot of things that we don't know. So it's really difficult to actually really think substitution-wise what's going to happen. And a lot of fitness concerns. He already spoke about the fatigue in Enzo Fernandez. He spoke about the fatigue in Cucurella. Palmer's only just come back into this team. So that could potentially already be 3 substitutions. I would like to go strong against Cardiff. I don't want to take the piss. So I don't want to sit here and say, oh, yeah, we can rest against Cardiff. Don't worry. These guys don't have to play against Cardiff. No, we need to beat Cardiff. We need to go through to the semi-finals. So we need to try and wrap this game up and kick the stuffing out of Everton if we can, so they're not thinking and feeling that they can get back in this game. And then we can actually start to think about maybe, with 10, 20 minutes to go, the game on Tuesday. Maybe. It's an absolute, privilege if we could do that. I'm going to keep flicking between the mics, and if it works on the Big Up, do let me know. If it's not working, obviously you've got the visuals and then you can kind of hear it on YouTube. I will try and get that sorted and fixed. It's really difficult to kind of know which one it is meant to be. The goal, guys, can we just sit here and think this? Bro, the goal comes from Cole Palmer receiving an assist from Gusto. Can we talk about how ridiculous that actually is? Gusto's playing line breakers. He playing line breaker pass, chat. Line breaking pass for Palmer. Like, it's a great finish from Palmer, don't get me wrong, but that's expected. He's playing a line breaker for Palmer. If anything, you'd assume it's the other way around. Cole Palmer's going to play the line breaker, and Gusto's going to be on the end of it, and that's how we're going to get that goal. But the fact that it's come from Gusto, and like I said,
Like I said, short-term gain, maybe long-term, maybe some more pain. I don't know. We've won, but for at what cost? Because the way that Gusto's playing in this midfield right now, I've seen him, and I know someone said it earlier, oh, don't hype it up because he switched play with his left foot out to Neto. I hear it. But for Gusto, you have to hype it because Gusto's not a midfielder. He's playing him out of position. He's an overlapping. He should really be playing in this right back position. I just grab him, put him back where he should be. This is what I expected. I think this is what a lot of us expected, right? That's the shape that a lot of us expected. Back four, Gusto's going to do up the overlap, and it's going to be, he's going to run all the way past Neto, and they're going to double up on that side. You're going to get maybe Reece James and Enzo in midfield. And then when Enzo steps into the twin 10 position next to Cole Palmer, you're going to put Cucurella inside. And yeah, maybe it looks a bit like that. But I don't know. It's the manager's really unpredictable. The manager's really difficult to kind of follow and understand necessarily what he's going to do on any given day. And you kind of just have to put up with it as a Chelsea fan. I'll be honest. Because sometimes it does work. And today he's getting the best out of what he's got on that pitch. Even though I didn't even like the start in the lineup. So yeah, but it's on big up. Right, so is it showing? Change the screen. We can't see. Let me know if it's showing up. You can see it. Yeah, it's gonna show up on Big Up. It is gonna show up. Like I said in the link pin, it's definitely gonna show up. Right, let me go to the bench. So is anyone making any substitutions? I'm gonna put up a poll. First sub. Let's just go first sub, chat. First sub. Yeah, don't worry. Okay, if the sound isn't working on now, I'll get that sorted for the next time. Don't worry. Apologies for that. I thought it was... I've gone through all of the options that I have and it's not working, so I don't really know what's going on. I'm going to put Santos, Esteval. Maybe will I throw Gu in there? He is the only striker on the bench. I don't know if anyone wants to make substitutions at half-time. I would be reluctant to now that we're winning 2-0. You could make a case as to why we maybe don't need to. I'm going to put Gu slash Gittins because I think you could make a case for either or. But I think I have to put Hato because you have to make a case for Cucurella getting some rest today. So you've got your Enzo resting Santos. You've got Esteval because you have to have Esteval. You've got Gu and Gittins, which is whatever. And then you've got Hato to rest Cucurella. So I'm going to put that poll up now. I'm going to do the Maresca poll again at the end of the stream very quickly at full time. And we're going to see if people have swayed more towards in or out. All right, cool. Second half's going to kick off. I'm going to get the timer on screen. Polls up in the chat. First sub. I don't think any sub's going to get made at halftime, so I'll leave that poll up until the first sub gets made. And let's see if the chat get the sub right. See if you guys get it right. Who that first sub's going to be. Liverpool 1-0 up against Brighton. So that is the current situation over there. My timer will be ready for the second half. At the moment, it's a great day because we just need to win. The performance, it's going to be difficult. I already knew coming into this game, it's going to be a close game. I'm not expecting us to beat Everton 4s and 5s. If we do that, that's an overachievement considering the form we're in and with the team that got selected and the tactics being a bit mad and all these things. So I'll take a win. I'm not greedy. The form we're in, I'll take a win. And there'll be spells where Everton will be better. But if we can win this game, the way we're winning it at the moment, then wow. That's brilliant. That's a big relief. Let's go through the super chats as well. I'm waiting for the second half to kick off. I'm going to get rid of these lineups for now. Polls in the chat. Where do you stand on Maresca? I'm still, backing the manager. I don't want him to be sacked. I don't want to change manager. That's not my preference. He is definitely frustrating me with the decisions he made against Atalanta. He's made similar decisions today and they're actually working. He's very, very... it's very, very up and down with this guy at the moment. He's doing some things that
you don't understand. He's doing things that you don't want him to do. Tossing, playing ahead of Achampong, Esteval not getting any minutes, Santos not getting any minutes. Players that I rate really highly. You know how much I rate Santos. You can't not rate Esteval after what he's done when he's come to the club. So, but I don't want the manager out, and I'm still backing the manager, and I'm not close to wanting the manager out. So, but also it's a results-based business, so the manager does need to fix it up in the next month. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day. Even 2-0 up, this team just doesn't give me confidence. Enzo was the worst player in the first half. There's a lot of comments on the end of that. I might actually read those ones as well. Esteval on for Cole at half time. It all depends on the medics and how much time they think Cole Palmer can do. If he can do 60, maybe he does 60. If he can do 75, he does 75. I don't know. I have no idea. I'd love to see Cole Palmer play against Cardiff because I just want to wrap that game up and I don't want to take risks. But again, all down to the medical team. Gusto, statistics at halftime: 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 total shots, 2 shots on target, 49 touches, and distance covered, 5.5 kilometers. Let's see on the rest of the super chats. Feeling way better with the second, but I would love more dominating play rather than moments of magic goals. Everton are unlucky to not have one. I agree. And Moyes has never won at the Bridge in 22 tries. That's mad. Insane. I swear Nachos and Enzo playing against us. Love from New Jersey up the Chelsea. Big up to you, brother. Yeah, not the greatest performance from Enzo. Garnacho, I'm gonna say the chance that he missed is his biggest, worst moment of the match. I don't think he's necessarily getting loads of touches all the time on that left. I think we are predominantly looking to go down the right because there seems to be more space. But he should score. He should score. So he's messed up there. And Enzo, I've not really spoken about Enzo, to be honest, because I just don't think he's really on the ball as much as the others. You look at Palmer, you look at Gusto, James, they're on the ball a lot more. I've not really had anything to say on Enzo, to be honest, yeah. Every game I watch Garnacho, he gives me a reason for Maresca to drop him. And every game I watch Esteval, he screams, must start. Please no tossing, I want more Esteval. Yeah, come on, man. If you're going to bring on a defender in this scenario, surely today we're not going to see tossing coming on before Achampong. Let's be serious. Let's be guided. At the moment in the poll, 49% for Esteval, 40% for Santos. So it tells me they want to see the Wonder Kid. Then they also want to see Enzo come off for Santos. It's the only kind of straightforward, straight swap that you can kind of make there. And then you get in 6%, 5%, sorry, and then Hato 5% as well. Cucurella is resting, not as a high priority for the chat as Enzo coming off, maybe not a good performance, plus the resting as well. I'm not surprised that Enzo's not playing well. We know the context of the situation, that he's not really fit in terms, well, it's not that he's fit, he's tired or whatever, I was actually talking to James B about the statistics. He sent me a nice graphic about Enzo's or minutes accumulated and clocked up in the Premier League so far this season. I'm actually going to bring it up on my phone whilst I get this timer ready. Hopefully it's in sync. I don't think it will be, to be honest. And Zubamendi and Enzo Fernandez and Declan Rice had accumulated the top 3 most minutes played in the Premier League this season. Obviously, Declan Rice is extremely, his athleticism is top tier, so that's no surprise that he's coping just fine with that situation. But Zubamendi, some Arsenal fans have been saying, have maybe been a little bit more gassing out recently or more tired. And Enzo Fernandez, certainly we're talking about him being tired as well. So I don't want to make excuses for Enzo Fernandez in terms of performance, but if he is clocking up the top 3 most minutes played in the Premier League and then he's looking tired and jaded and his performances are dropping off, it's making sense. And then the manager's got to rotate him out. So, that's where we're at with that situation. Time is on screen. Time is on screen. Second half's kicked off. Been starting pretty much every game. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, Chelsea back in possession. Chelsea back in possession. Let's see how that poll goes. At the moment, a lot of people want Esteval in, so we're gonna see. Gonna see how it goes. No substitutions made at the moment for either team at half time. Neto's on the ball on the right wing. But yeah, I think that is a big chance for Garnacho. How big is that chance? Let's get a better angle. Enzo creating. So, that ball from Enzo Fernandez is absolutely brilliant. He's not had a great game, but that pass is perfect into that back post. And Garnacho's just stretching. If he's ahead of the ball, he maybe probably cuts that back to João Pedro for a tap in. But that was a brilliant cross from Fernandez, from Enzo. Brilliant cross. Yeah, it's a difficult one. He's running onto it. He should really be probably ahead of play a bit more, but he wasn't. They're now debating in the chat, was it a good ball? Was it not a good ball? Hey ho. It was a good ball. It was a good ball. The whip, the pace on it, the accuracy on it in between goalkeeper and defense, it was a good ball. He went for the back post. Perfect ball would have been obviously to João Pedro for a headed goal, but here's Reece James. He's playing it in behind for to Garnacho. Garnacho. Here's Neto. Oh no. Oh no. Free kick. Free kick. Here's Enzo. Here's Reece James. Garnacho. No. Palmer. Yeah, straight at the keeper. Oh, keeper's dropped it. I don't think. Yeah, listen. Pickford knows. You've dropped that. You've dropped the ball. You've literally dropped the ball. Right, Pickford's back in it. Playing out from the back at the moment. And they've made it out Everton with Ndai. Now Alcaraz, Reece James. He's won that battle. Well done. Get to that 60-minute mark, still 2-0 up. And then it'll be kind of substitution window will open, I think, for the manager. He's more likely to make changes from that point onwards. I think Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez are the most likely players to come off, I think, around that point. But yeah, at the moment, we're back to the 3-2 build-up. Reece James and Gusto in midfield. Cucurella, Fofana and Chalobah at the back. Gusto a lot closer to Reece James now. So insane to watch those two stand in front of a back three and build up. This life is unpredictable. It's just so strange. Like, I understand one fullback. Watching two in there is insanity. Here's Cole Palmer. Finds Gusto. Now Neto. Gusto. Oh my days, he's tried a little left foot reverse pass into João Pedro. It's not quite worked out. Cole Palmer's intercepted. He's now taking it off Neto. He's on this right-hand side, doubling up. Cole Palmer tried to nutmeg, didn't work. And away go Everton. I can't wait to review this game because this is madness. It's absolute madness, I can't lie. What's going on with Miz? Miz sleeping? Has he ended the stream? Hold on, let me.
Once I get a bit of sleep, wake up, but yeah, it's just so sleepy. Is to continue on, review on it.
Oh, he's gone.
Meanwhile, Reece James, lovely ball.
Oh, he's gone to bed. Fairs. I don't know what time it is in Australia right now, but he said it's kalas. It's a kalas. Here's Reece James. Neto. Come on, guys. Here's Grealish. Enzo. Palmer. Getting our foot on the ball. Second half a lot better, I think. More possession. A little bit more calm. Obviously, Everton are setting up their little shape and trying to contain us, but it is a lower tempo, I think, which is good. Last couple minutes. Go on. Oh, Garnacho, come on. Oh! Oh my days, man. Oh my days. This guy could have a hat trick today. He could, and he's wasteful. It's just wasteful now. Like, I can't defend you on this one. This is just wasteful. This is wasteful, bro. What kind of finish is that? He's got completely underneath it. He skied it. Bruh, this is insane. Man, bruh. Goal scoring winger, I was told. Goal scoring winger. What kind of shooting is that for a goal scoring winger? Put up this number, that number at United. What kind of finishing is that? This statistic, that statistic at United, this season, that season. What clinical finishing is this? This is not clinical finishing. Nah, bruv, this is insanity. He's put himself up for coming off next with a couple of others as well for the rest that they're gonna need. Bro, Enzo's finding more energy in this second half than he had in the first. Come back and won that tackle. It's like he's getting stronger as the game goes on. I know he's never been clinical. Exactly. You can see that by watching him. You don't have to look at the stats. You just watch the shooting technique. You know he's not clinical, but people try to lie. Here's James. This game should be finished, man. Palmer. Neto. Oh, come on. That wasn't really on. Free kick. Oh. Big up to everybody in the big upstream as well. It's free. You could there's sweepstakes, I believe, and there's also a free to play option on that game as well, on the predictions game that we're doing. So you got options on that side. And then we'll try and get the audio fixed for the next stream. Palmer. That was such a good finish, man. It's like he almost sold the keeper. He sent him the wrong way. He's coming off now. He's done under 60 minutes. So 60 minutes would have been the most that the medics would have said that Cole Palmer can do. And he can't do any more. And he's come off at 57. Andre Santos has come on for Cole Palmer, which tactically with what we're doing currently, it makes sense. He's probably going to play him next to Enzo Fernandez, and he's going to play Gusto and James behind. So it's kind of like a four-man midfield, box midfield that we've been running this game. Ndiaye tackled. "58 minutes. Corner for Everton. Ball in. Caught, claimed. Sanchez. Thrown. Neto on the left. God. Come on. Just get that third goal, and this game's done. You get that third goal, and this game's done. And you can tell Everton are starting to lose faith if that third goal goes in. Absolutely. They're already dropping off, I think, in the second half compared to what they showed in the first. So if you can get that third goal, you're definitely they're done. They're absolutely done. It was Esteval that won the poll, so I'm gonna take him off. I'm gonna close that poll now because it was Esteval that won the poll actually for the first sub, and it ended up being Santos. We got that wrong a little bit, chat. But Santos was second, to be fair, and very high up. So I think a lot of people thought Enzo Fernandez would be the person coming off, not Cole Palmer. But yeah, Cole Palmer, it makes sense as well. You don't want to get him injured. You don't want to risk him. So it does make sense, to be fair. Mo Salah assist. And Ekitike scored again. Oh my days. The baby Isak is becoming Daddy Isak, fam. That's what's going on. Baby Isak. How ironic is that? I was calling him Baby Isak for the whole summer. I was like, Baby Isak, Baby Isak, Baby Isak. And he's outdoing Isak. That's crazy. He's outdoing Isak. Comfortably. Boy, oh boy, we're learning. We're learning about Ekitike, how good he is. Imagine, man, we could have signed him. That was it. That was the striker. Could have signed him with João Pedro, and you still, but you could, bro. If we'd signed Ekitike, bro, and I know every top club's fan base is thinking the same thing. Arsenal fans have said it. We're gonna say it. Ekitike was the heir to Jackson's throne. That was the replacement. That was the Jackson replacement. Because you wasn't gonna lose the outside the box stuff as well, but in the box, this guy takes shots, man. He takes shots. He was a high volume shooter in the Bundesliga last year. João Pedro was the opposite at Brighton. I'm telling you, these French forwards, bro. Barcola, we were interested in. Elise, we're interested in. Ekitike, Desiree Doué. Bruv, sometimes you just gotta understand that this is the current crop, the generation, the French forwards right now. Ryan Cherky at Man City, bro. How we got a guy from Monaco, French scout? We ain't landed a single French forward. How the hell that happened? It's crazy work. You know, this Ekitike was at PSG. Luis Campos certified and approved. Luis Campos approved. Pain. We got all the French defenders, it's true. No, not one French attacker. Couldn't give me one French attacker in all this time. Oh, man. Painful. Well, do you know what? I think I predicted a Liverpool win on Big Six. I think I said 2-1. And I predicted a Chelsea win. I said 2-1. So I'll take my points and go, if that's going to be the case. I'm sure he was the one to bring Ekitike into PSG, no? I'm pretty sure he was, bro. From, was it Reims? Reims? I'm pretty sure he was. I don't know if anyone else predicted a Chelsea one on the Big Six, actually. A lot of people didn't. So I'm gaining on a couple, especially if Everton score and we win this 2-1, then boy. But preferably, I'd like us to just get a third and just know this game is done. I'm not really trying to risk the game for a prediction. Gittins. Yes. Gittins on for Garnacho was a pretty simple sub to make, wasn't it? And it's getting made. Am I behind or something? Let me see. But yeah, it was a pretty simple sub to see those two swap out. Garnacho's had ample opportunity today to get his goals, and he's not taken them. So Gittins gets his chance. 25 minutes to go, guys. Just need that third goal just to finish this game completely. We don't want Everton to score and then it gets nervy. Here's Grealish. Ball in and cleared. Ball in. Header. Oh, big save from Sanchez. Hey, listen. That is a massive save from Sanchez. I don't know if he had to make the save. I'm just going to watch it again because it looked like it was going over the bar. But anyway, better safe than sorry. Grealish with the header. I don't like that Grealish is winning the header. Neto is far too weak at the back post. I don't think Sanchez has to touch it personally. I think it is going over. But too weak, Neto on that back post. He should be at least jumping and competing. Ball comes into the box. Cleared away. Can we counter with Gittins? He should have released it for João Pedro. He tried to go past the man. He's lost it. Go on, play it. Right, Pedro. Nice. Come inside. Good. Can we switch play? The attack's going to die. The attack's going to... Come on, release. João Pedro holding on to the ball too long. Release the ball. Oh, God. There's no need to do up the too much dribbling. Just release the ball, man. Just release the ball. I need to go to the toilet. But I can't go to the toilet in this game. I'll come back and we'll be 2-2 for all I know. Nah, I'm not going to the toilet. There's a case to be made. 20 minutes to go. You get Esteval on for Neto. You get Gu on for Pedro. Try and freshen up the front line. Add the energy, the pressing. I don't know. Go on, Santos. Go on. Shoot. Oh, my days. Leaning back. Ballooned over the bar. Yes, it's your weaker foot, but you should be hitting the target at least. From that position, you're right in front of goal. It's a great interception. Look at the space and time. You've got to hit the target at least. Honestly. Hit the target. Let it breathe. Bro, he could have took another touch, I'm telling you, and he would have still had time for a shot. Tuchel's in the stands. What's the other point I wanted to make? I can't remember now. Steve, potentially Gu, to just push that Everton backline further back, which he'll do more than João because he's going to make more runs in behind. João Pedro's fuming, by the way, that he's just giving away that free kick. And then we'll be up to 4 substitutions. You leave the 5th in case of an injury or an emergency in the back line. And you're set. You're good to go. Also looks after Neto, who played midweek. It's just good rotation. Oh, that's poor from Chalobah. Fofana, great block. Listen, what an addition Fofana is to this starting 11, man, when he's fit. I mean, my goodness. Just makes such a difference. Cleared away. Don't let him shoot. Ball in. Oh, Everton Football Club. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. That is one of the misses of the season, potentially from Grealish. Oh, my days. We are lucky there, man. Again, it's not the first time they've had a gilt-edged chance that they've not taken. And he's just not made the right contact and the ball's gone high and wide. Neto on the break. Here's Enzo. Surprised he's even still on. Gittins. Ball in. Oh, my days. João Pedro, can you be on the end of that? Can you be on the end of that? It's a great bit of play from Gittins, you know. He's got 2 man on them. They've doubled up on him. He's got past both of them. Come on, João Pedro, man. For fuck's sake. Nah. Listen, Gittins has got 2 man on him. He's managed to dig out a cross with his weaker foot. It's gone past the first man, Tarkowski. How are you not the second man behind Tarkowski in front of Keane to get that header? How? Oh, my days. Oh, my days. We should be 3-0. What are we doing? What are we doing? How are we not stabbing that into the back of the net? Free kick, ref. Good position. What's going on? We're scissor kicking and all sorts. We should be 3-0 up. Now, they should score as well. We're 3-1, whatever you want to call it. João Pedro. And then on this corner as well, is it João Pedro and a mixture of him and Enzo Fernandez getting in each other's way? Oh, my days. Oh, my days. These guys, man. These guys. Making it nervy for no reason. Free kick. Hopefully Reece James can just replicate what he did against Bournemouth last season and just slap this into the back of the net. Although I think it looks like he's walking away from the free kick. I don't know. This game could have been anything today. It could have been 5-2. You know, you look at Garnacho, he's missed a hat-trick of opportunities. João Pedro's missing chances. Or missing chances to miss a chance. Could easily be 5-2. Everton could have goals as well. If you say I've got an agenda on João Pedro one more time, I'm gonna literally just boot you. I'm gonna boot you, bro, because you're tapped. Don't ever say that again. You must be confused. How can I have an agenda on João Pedro? Man, I'm just using words. They don't even know what the meaning of them are. Free kick. 15 minutes. Neto and James standing over it. Belly's rumbling. Need to pee. Soup's cold. But Chelsea are 2-0 up. Oh! That was close. That was close from Reece James. That would have been an absolute banger. That would have been a banger into that top corner. What a shot. What a free kick that would have been, man. Only Pickford. Only man like Pickford. Punched away. We're going to get another corner. No, Everton have not. I don't think Everton have been poor today. I think they've definitely had their spells. They've not been poor. But in the final third, in terms of the finishing, you could say they've been poor. But they've created chances. Flapped away by Pickford. Reece James on the left foot, shot blocked. Cucurella. Reece James in the way, wasn't for him, but he still kept the ball, got the ball back, fighting for it. Now trying to win a free kick. Referee's not interested. And now Fofana's going to give away the foul. Yeah. Oh, dear. Fofana's brilliant, man. Brilliant Fofana. What a difference he's made to this team. Got to wax lyrical. Partnerships are everything at centre-back. Absolutely everything. We see what Chalobah looks like next to Tosin. We see what Chalobah looks like next to Fofana. Complete 180 flip. Couldn't be more different. Could not be more different. It's insane. Steve is coming on. Not yet. Not yet. So glad we're on course so far to win, man. We need this win so badly. At the moment, Chelsea going to go back into the top 4 above Crystal Palace. Liverpool actually moving up to 6th. Staying 2 points behind us as well, but they're moving up to 6th in the table. And we're currently 2 points behind Aston Villa, and they've obviously got to play West Ham away, which we're going to be covering tomorrow. We're mainly covering Sunderland versus Newcastle, but we'll be watching as much of the games as we can. I'm going to try and get all the games up on 4 screens. So I'm going to try and have every single game up tomorrow. West Ham at home to Villa, Forest at home to Spurs, Palace at home to City, and definitely Sunderland at home to Newcastle. So, no, you don't send Tosin to Strasbourg on loan. You just sell him, bro. You sell him for your 15 million, whatever he's going to cost, probably about 15. And that's it. You move on. That's your 15 million pure profit. And start giving Josh those minutes. Done. Simple as that. Here's Chalobah, Fofana. Chalobah, Cucurella. Going to play it into Reece. Good. Santos, back to Reece. Yeah, Reece is strong enough to win the duel, even if the pass is a little bit off. Santos plays it through. Gittins. Oi, go on, Gittins. Go on. Gone back. Here's Neto. Reece James. Fofana. Fofana! This brother's gonna make me sing. The quality. Damn. Mend this man, bro. He is critical. Critical. Keep this brother healthy and fit, please, God. Please. Do you know the difference? Do you see the difference? If that was my right-sided centre-back on a weekly basis with Josh backing him up, I'm living life. I'm living life fine. Everything would be all right. Here's Gusto. It's a really good pass, you know. João Pedro, what you got for me? Oh, my days. This guy, he's not going to get 10 goals this season, is he? They warned us, bruv. They warned us about this guy, bro. How many goals is he going to get in the Prem? On God. I'm not even joking now. How many goals is he going to get in the Prem? It's scary. He's on 4. He's on 4 goals. Is he going to... I don't think he's clocking double digits until he fixes himself up, fam. He's not clocking double digits at this rate. He's not. Man's going to give us a nasty tally. My God, this can't be the same individual that played the Club World Cup. It cannot be. It cannot be. It's like watching 2 different players. It's literally like watching 2 different footballers. Don't even call them by their same name. It's not possible. Esteval's come on. So that's João Pedro off Esteval. I don't know if that means Neto's going to go and play as a striker and Esteval's going to play on the right, Gittins on the left, Enzo just behind with Santos and Reece James and Gusto all out there playing their part somewhat in midfield. Ball comes in. Pickford's looking for a quick throw. Chelsea doing well. Look, just watch. Is that Fofana sprinting? Yeah. Wouldn't be able... Bro, is Fofana going to play 90 minutes? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm spotting some sort of improvements. He's going to play a 90 as well? It's lovely. Played 90 against Bournemouth, little cheeky 90 against Wolves, little cheeky 90 against Arsenal, little cheeky 89 against Tottenham, little cheeky 90s are stat padding. He's stat padding the 90s, bro. Cheeky. We're getting somewhere. Stat padding up the 90 minutes. Got to keep an eye on these things, you know, because you don't want to just sleepwalk into fitness. Got to be aware of what's going on. Cucurella linking up with Reece James. Sanchez is going wide to Fofana, who's going to play it into Santos. Who's going to get dispossessed. Out for a throw. Very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Oh. Don't worry about Esteval, bro. He's just coming on for some little charity minutes right now. I'm not really too bothered. Also, Caicedo's back for the next Premier League game. This is his last game suspended. He'll be back for Newcastle away, so we can all breathe now that he's back. Obviously, we dropped a hell of a lot of points whilst he was away, but he will be back for the Newcastle away game. So bear that in mind when we're doing our team selections and whatnot. Here's Santos. I like the way he wins the ball back, man. He's definitely can put a foot in that Santos, as we saw in the stats last year. Here's Esteval. It's a really good performance from us in the second half. It's exactly what you want. We were saying at half-time, I think someone said it with a super chat, can we get more possession? Can we keep the ball? Can we slow the game down, maybe even just control it? And that's exactly what we've done in the second half. Not really seen as many opportunities apart from that massive Grealish one for Everton, which they should have scored. On the whole, we've been the better team second half. Enzo definitely better in the second half than the first. But again, I'm going to talk about it in the review about the minutes clocked up and whatnot, because we have to put the context on that. Maybe he doesn't play. He won't play against Cardiff, surely. Caicedo and Santos and these guys surely got to play. And then, yeah, if he gets the rest against Cardiff, then he hopefully feels and looks better against Newcastle if he plays. But you could make a case to say that Newcastle's not really the type of game for Enzo Fernandez to be playing away from home. You know, you kind of need your Caicedos, you need your Reece Jameses. Andres Santos puts in more mileage, or not more mileage, but he's put a foot in. You know, he's maybe more mobile, quicker across the ground. Maybe Gusto will go in there as well. Wouldn't shock me. So there's a lot more guys that could go and throw themselves into that midfield conversation. And Dye is just squaring up, hits the post, thankfully straight directly onto the post. It doesn't hit the post and go in. Everton close to getting a goal back. This game could have easily been 5-2 today, man. Easily. This is like a 5-2 game, a 6-3 game if people are clinical. You know? Thankfully, that ball was just rolling onto the post. So you kind of got a sense that it wasn't quite going to make it, but boy, it was close. Sanchez stood still there, couldn't do nothing about it. Couldn't do nothing about it. Gonna go through all the super chats at the end of the stream as well. I'm gonna get to go to the toilet and then the review will come out. Burnley, Fulham. Don't think anyone's rushing to that fixture, so we got some time today before Arsenal play Wolves. Ndiaye should be better on the left. He played on the left last season, you know. It's easier for him to cut in, get shots off, etc. But he's played on the right this season a lot because of Grealish playing on the left, because he's coming from Man City. So, oh my God. Oh my God. We are cutting it very, very close in terms of conceding this goal. Reece James, I think, has been nutmegged. And that shot's been blocked from Alcaraz. But it's been mad today. That's all I can say. It's been very mad. How we haven't conceded a goal, I have no idea. No idea. No idea. They shouldn't be winning because I think we've also missed a lot of chances as well. Garnacho's missed an open goal. He's missed another opportunity here, there. There's been people, Enzo pushing into João Pedro and, you know, so, but I'm saying there should be more goals in this game. And on Big Up, I accidentally probably clicked that there wouldn't be over 2.5 goals. And to be honest, it doesn't look like there's going to be, but that is not because I've been on point. It's just pure luck because this game should have a lot more goals in it than it does. A lot more goals. Grealish 10, Ndiaye left, Diblin on the right. I've not seen Tyler Diblin that much this season at all. That's a great point. He's always on the bench, isn't he? He doesn't really start, of course, because Dewsbury Hall's there as well. There are options that Everton have. I forgot all about Tyler Diblin. Oh, my days. Has Tyler Diblin been injured? I forgot all about Tyler Diblin. He's come on now, sorry. So he's come on for Grealish. I forgot all about Tyler Diblin. We were linked with him as well. We actually signed him, sent him back to Southampton because he was homesick. Signed him for like 3 million. Then they tried to quote people 60s, 70s, 80 million. Forgot all about Tyler Diblin. Mad. Everton got attackers, man. Everton got attackers. This is the thing. You're always going to concede some chances to Everton with these kind of quality of attackers that they have. They got Tyler Diblin on the bench. A couple years ago, Everton be making their whole team around Tyler Diblin. I think even Dwight McNeil, he don't even really get a sniff too much. Where is he? He's on the bench, unused sub. He used to be their best attacker. He used to be their best attacker. So Everton have come a long way, man. So this is a good win. Especially the state we've been in. We miss Mudryk. I don't think we do. I think we need to buy better quality, and then we don't need to think about mid players that we miss. How about that? I think we just need to just raise the level so we don't have to miss mid. Yeah, it's a bit puzzling, isn't it? Homesick in London, but not in Merseyside. He's gone from Southampton to London to Southampton to Liverpool. It's a bit of a madness, but he's a year older, I guess. You know, what can you do? Here's Neto. Can you counter and get that third? Okay. Santos, nice pass into Gittins. Gittins. The wingers don't know how to shoot the ball.
The wingers are very messy shooters. Very messy shooters. The wingers are very messy shooters. We are not getting consistent shooting from the wingers. These man need shooting lessons. Lesiones. Brother. Don't be talking about Misha and Mudryk and all this, because Mudryk was hitting the top stand in the stadium with his shots. Don't forget. I don't want to just see this lovely little goal away against Heidenheim and it hits the bar and in and everybody thinks Mudryk can shoot. The amount of times Mudryk cut in and hit the top stand in the stadium. I don't want to hear nothing about Mudryk shooting on this platform. No lies will be told about Mudryk and his shooting on this platform. It won't run. It won't run. That one goal that he hit in the Conference League. Now suddenly people want to tell lies. Nah. Nah. We don't want to do that. That's what we do not want to do, is start telling these lies. What you're telling me is that out of Madueke, Mudryk, Gittins, Garnacho, Neto, the ball striking ability from all 5 of them is not levels. That's what I'm hearing. 5 wingers, no elite level ball striking ability. 2 wishy-washy on the ball striking ability. That is mad. That is the facts. Fofana's going to get man of the match, do you think? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Gusto gets it. Goal and an assist. I mean, he's literally changed the game. He's literally set up the goal and scored the goal. You know what I mean? So, right, we're full time now anyway. Chelsea are beating Everton 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. Big win. Big win. Must win for the manager. Must win for the quality of, for the team. Sorry, for the players. Must win for everyone. Really, 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 really badly needed to win that game because it was looking very scary in the first 10, 15 minutes. I'm not going to hang about too much more. All I'm going to say is big up to everybody that was on the stream on both platforms. It's the first one doing with big up, so appreciate that. Obviously, it's a little bit messy at the beginning because I thought I was live on there and I wasn't. We're going to try and fix the audio because I think the mic wasn't really completely connected on those sides, but you can kind of see the vision in terms of what they're offering with the tactical board, the predictions, and the sweepstakes, and also you can just join the leaderboard free to play as well, so it's quite fun. We're going to be back on both platforms on Tuesday, Cardiff away. They're doing all Chelsea games with us to the end of the season, so we've got Cardiff away. Obviously tomorrow we're going back with another watch along. We've got Sunderland at home to Newcastle. We're going to be covering that 2 p.m. kickoff main screen. We're also going to be watching Palace at home to Manchester City. We're also going to be keeping an eye on Forest at home to Tottenham, and we're going to be keeping an eye on Aston Villa against West Ham, because Aston Villa are currently 2 points above us. If West Ham could beat them, then we would get a bit closer and potentially hopefully get ourselves comfortably back into top 4, top 3 positions, which is round about roughly what it looks like it's going to be for us. I think there's going to be a little bit of a gap that starts to be done on the top 2, and we're kind of fighting with Villa and all these other teams for the top 3, top 4. So unfortunately, that's the reality of where we're at. Loads of rotation going to come into the game against Cardiff, I'm sure, but we need to win that game. We need to go to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. We need to win that competition. We've got a lot of blood on our hands after all these Wembley losses, so I'm really not trying to ruin the party on that and just go out on a whimper. Big up, we're running 2 promotions that will help you guys kind of get involved in the leaderboard that we're kind of doing over there. $5 reward for entering the prediction competition, which we're going to be running, of course, against Cardiff. We'll be making loads of predictions as we always do. And also we're getting the polls in the chat as we always do as well. And there's like a currency over there, I think, called Big Bucks that you can use to kind of put donations into streams. And you can use it to enter other competitions as well. So it's up to you what you want to use your kind of big bucks currency. There's also a £25,000 lucky draw. Anyone who enters that prediction competition will be entered into the lucky draw. And the winner will be announced at the end of the month. Each competition a user enters gets them an entry into a lucky draw. So the more competitions you're in, the more chance you have of winning.
Sweepstakes will carry on. I will look at the leaderboard later on. I'm looking forward to seeing who's done well. I think, got Cole Palmer a bit of G&A today, so our predictions are going pretty well there. And for anyone that had Garnacho to get G&A, you must be absolutely fuming because that guy should have had a hat-trick today and he still managed to miss so many chances. But I'm not gonna lie, guys. As much as we could talk about Garnacho, all of the wingers shooting in some capacity is inconsistent and is up and down. Neto is the best of the bunch because he just seems to get more goals. But Gittins, we saw the shooting at the end was a bit messy as well. Garnacho, it's just going to be rotating up and down, constant, round and round, and until the end of time. We have not brought in anybody that is distinctly, clearly, infinitely better than each other. So you just have to just hope and pray that these guys will score. And if they don't, that is not really a surprise. So thankfully, we won and people stood up today and did their jobs and we got goals and we got the win. But long way to go, I'm sure, for the doubters. The manager is not going to bring everybody back on side that quickly. So let's see what happens against Cardiff. And then we go from there. Appreciate you guys as always. Really good stream. I'm going to go do the review now. Go pee as well. I really need to go to the toilet. It's been a tough last 20 minutes. And yeah, we'll do the review. We've got a lot to get into. It's going to be a great review. So I'll see you guys for that. Until then, big up your damn selves in a bit, people. Peace. Come on.